Hello, everyone. Good evening. Hopefully that you guys are doing really well. It's Sunday. I'm just setting up for everything so that we can get the game going. So, yeah, let me know how you guys are doing. Just need to plug in the old microphone so that you can hear me better. There we go. That should do the trick. Let me just add this in real quick. And apply. Hello, there we go. That should do the trick. Oh, my camera. Uh-oh, camera's not available. There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. So yeah, good evening. How's everybody doing? Let me just let everybody know through the chat that we are on our live stream. So yeah, let me know if you can see me well through the chat. Let me know if you can hear me just fine. So yeah, let me just pop this up right here. Okay, gonna copy the link and share it with everybody on the Twitters and the Facebooks. Yeah, so it's been a pretty, quiet week. Not much going on. Just been working on a couple of things. Hey guys, join me on the live stream. Okay, there we go. Shared it on the Twitters. Let me just share it on Facebook. So let's see. Nobody's here so far, so I take it that, we're going to wait for a few more people. Okay, that should do the trick. Okay, so let's see if anybody's here yet. Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, Joshua. Hey, Irvin Time TV. Okay, so we have a couple of people here. Great. Fantastic. Let me just set up a few other things right before the game begins. So if you guys have any questions that you would like to say in the chat, then please let me know. Okay, there we go. So with that out of the way, if you guys didn't follow us from last week, then we played through Metroid Fusion. So last time we gotten a few bit of items here and there. We got, oh, camera not available. These things keep crashing on me, come on. Where are you? Come on, there you are. So yeah, last time we landed on the space station. We traveled around, got a few items, met up with the SAX, and right now we are in the mission where we're going to be getting the power bomb. So yeah, without further ado, I guess we can get things started. So if any of you guys have any questions, then please let me know. Let me just lower down the volume because I forgot to do that. Because I'm a dork, that's why. Let's see. Volume. There we go. Much better. What are some animated films that I think are underrated? That's a really good question. Animated films that I think are underrated, huh? In the top of my head... Oh wait, I think I got the controls mixed up. Yes, I do. I actually do have the controls mixed up. Let me just fix that real quick. Yeah, I actually have B as jump and A eschew. That's how I do Metroid Prime, not how I do Metroid Fusion. So let me just switch that up real quick. There we go. Much better. Let's see. Anyway, I'm sorry, Joshua. I didn't mean to miss your question. Just recently, I've been watching my friends Rob and the Cartoon Hero discuss about Kubo and the Two Strings. And out of all the Laika movies, I have always heard some really good discussions about that movie, and I've always wanted to check it out for myself. And then eventually, I think I did when it was on demand or something, or at least I saw it on TV, and I thought it was a really fascinating movie. That's the most recent thing I can think of. But yeah, it seems like a lot of the movies that I tend to like, have, you know, either a lot of people know about, or, you know, it's just like, I don't really talk a lot when it comes to movies. Any others I can think of? Oh, that's not ready yet. Yeah, that's the one I can think of at the moment. My favorite Pixar movie. Oh man, that's a really tough question. I mean, I grew up with the Toy Story movies. I mean, they really mean a lot to me. They're really close to my heart. I think if I had to choose, if you had to pull my arm, I guess I would have to say maybe, you know, with the Toy Story trilogy, I think my favorite's 3. Because I remember when I first saw that in theaters, I saw it with a friend, and we both kind of teared up together, so that was a really special moment for me. Okay. So yeah, I think I need to go into the other room now. Yeah, that's the one I can think of as, like, my favorite Pixar movie. There are a lot of Pixar movies. I don't think there's, like, a Pixar movie that I don't like. I have yet to see the Cars movies. I know a lot of people have been talking about, oh, the Cars movies, they suck. So, you know, I have yet to see it. I mean, I did see the reactions of the Cars 3 trailer online. I thought it was pretty funny. It was just like, everybody was just shocking about the fact that, oh, you know, Cars 3, it's gonna be dark and it's gonna be serious. So it's like, oh man, now I'm kind of actually interested in watching it. Maybe, I mean, my good buddy, Y-Boy's, colleague, Jambariki, reviewed the first 2 Cars movies at, his, what'd you call it? Yeah, he reviewed it on his YouTube channel. If you're interested in checking it out, that's youtube.com, what was it, youtube.com/Jambariki. So yeah, if you're interested in checking it out, then yeah, let him know that I was there. Oh yeah, and speaking of Jambariki, he actually appeared in the Arumeha show, which was a lot of fun. Uh-oh. Here comes the SAX. Hey, what's up, Pocketbook? Yeah, I'm gonna be pretty busy on Saturday, which is why I have to do it on Friday night, so that's why I'm doing it tonight as opposed to tomorrow. Okay, wait until she goes away. Wait, you find out when you hear the footsteps. Are there any theatrical movies I'm excited to see this year? Oh, here she comes again. Nobody is here. Please go away. Anyway, let's see. Any theatrical movies I'm excited for this year? I think Coco's coming out this year, and I remember when I first saw the trailer, it just looked really, really interesting. I don't know if that's coming out this year, but if it is, I'm really excited about it. Oh, that's right. I have to follow her. That's what I have to do. Yes, I did hear about the Pete and Pete cast talking, and yes, I do know that there's going to be more revivals, which is going to be pretty interesting. Okay, time to go. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was supposed to do. Okay, I'm gone. We're good. Yeah, I mean, we even talked, speaking of revivals, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I did hear the news, and hopefully, knowing that Chris Viscardi is thinking about doing some more revivals for either the Nicktoons or for the Nickelodeon shows, I'm hoping that they turn out really well. I mean, knowing how Chris Viscardi has been doing really well so far with his stuff, with his decisions, I mean, I can't wait to see what the next one is. I mean, a lot of people are guessing either Rugrats or Danny Phantom. That's what everybody's been guessing so far. I'd love to know about what your guys' guess is going to be. So yeah, let me know in the chat. What do you guys think is going to be the next revival? I'm thinking it's either going to be Rugrats or Danny Phantom. Because, obviously, I mean, come on, Rugrats is an obvious choice. And as for Danny Phantom, I mean, there's a huge demand for it. My favorite Marvel movie. I haven't seen all of them. I've only seen the first two Captain America movies. I've seen Thor. I've seen Iron Man 1, 2, and 3. I've seen The Avengers 1 and 2. I've seen Ant-Man, and I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy. Out of all of them, I did like Winter Soldier. I like The Avengers. Guardians of the Galaxy was a lot of fun. And, Iron Man also, yeah, Iron Man was great. I mean, I did hear a lot of, people talking about, how amazing Civil War is. That's one I have not seen yet. And I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So, I really want to see those. I want to see those next. Especially Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, because everybody's been talking about it. And, yeah, it sounds really interesting. There we go. Yes, I do know that they're making a Loud House movie in 2020. I actually discussed about that in the last live stream. Oh, yeah, I think it's going to be Danny Phantom or Rugrats. Melissa Joan Hart has talked about a possible Clarissa revival. Yeah, she's been talking about that for a while now. We'll just have to see we'll just have to wait and see what happens. If it was a Clarissa revival or maybe like a continuation, that'd be kind of cool. I mean, I would love to see that happen. But in a sense, I don't think it would matter as much. It's not like a major priority because Things I Can't Explain was already a nice continuation. But that focused on Clarissa when she was in her mid-20s. But now Melissa Joan Hart is in her 40s. So maybe if we kind of have that with a continuation of both the TV show and the book, that would be actually pretty cool. The Thunder Mist is going to pass 100 episodes, make it the third Nick live-action show to reach that milestone. Yay. Hooray. I'm not jumping for joy. Sorry, Pocketbook. Let's see. Any DC movies that I like? I haven't seen a lot of DC movies. The only ones that I have seen are like, I have seen Batman and Mask of the Phantasm. I have seen, I've seen Sub-Zero, but that was a long time ago. I haven't seen the Batman Beyond movie in years. And, the last one that I did see was sadly Man of Steel. I'm very conflicted with that movie. I remember when I first saw the movie, I was in theaters. I saw the movie, and I was sitting next to a father and son. And, throughout the entire movie, they were kind of, like, not... I mean, it's not like they were not enjoying it, it's just... I didn't see, like... When I saw The Avengers, I remember there was so much laughter, and there was so much cheering, especially the scene in which the Hulk grabbed Loki, and he threw him side to side. I remember that so fondly, and I remember everybody laughing. But when I saw Man of Steel, I just didn't feel that same gusto that I would expect. Superman, especially I mean, I even talked about this in Tim Deanna's Something Cinematic podcast many years ago when the movie was out in theaters that, I mean, we just did not like the portrayal of Pa Kent. We just didn't. It was very questionable at times. So yeah, I mean, not a big fan of Man of Steel. And that was the last DC movie that I did see. Although I did hear some good things about Wonder Woman. Kevin and Christina saw Wonder Woman and they loved it. So now I want to see it. So that's going to be my next one. My favorite obscure cartoon. Ah, that's a good question. I mean, I guess, a lot of people would probably say, oh, isn't that as Told by Ginger? It's like my favorite underrated Nicktoon, yes, but there's lots of other cartoons that I did like. I mean, if you want to know my favorite Cartoon Network, my favorite underrated Cartoon Network show, I mentioned this before, that it's Chowder. I really love that show because I like cooking. I also like the fact that it breaks the fourth wall a lot, and I just like the characters on that. Disney XD would have to be like Tron Uprising. I also like that show. I also really appreciated Batman the Brave and the Bold. I liked that show when, at the time, everybody just hated it. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Oh. Something serious is happening. And let's see what else. Also, Time Squad, which was on Cartoon Network. Kind of like a modern take on Mr. Peabody and Sherman. That was a lot of fun, too. Also, Hysteria. I know a lot of people don't talk about it compared to, like, Tiny Toons and Animaniacs and, like Freakazoid and stuff like that and Pinky and the Brain. But I really did like Hysteria. That was a good show. Okay. Yeah, I've never heard of, oh, I'm stuck. I am stuck. Okay. Yes, I did see your, I did see your Tweet Pocketbook, and I have never heard of that podcast. I didn't know that, Mitch's son-in-law does a podcast, and he was interviewed last year. That's actually pretty interesting. Uh-oh. Okay, let me just time it. There we go. There we go. So yeah, I didn't know that he was interviewed. That's actually pretty cool. I have to definitely take a listen to it myself. I actually recorded the podcast a few weeks ago. This was like, I would say it was at least a week after the Samurai Jack podcast. So this was probably around when I returned from MegaCon. So yeah, I've been saving it for a while. So yeah, I'll definitely have to listen to it as soon as I upload it, which I'll upload it on Sunday. Yeah, he did talk about some unplanned episodes. Which was a lot of fun. Like, I didn't know about any of the unplanned episodes. And also another one that he did talk about was the spin-off series that he wanted to pitch to Nickelodeon that never came out, which was called Simply Sisters, which would have focused on Stacy and Chelsea. That was another one that we had talked about, and I will definitely discuss more in detail about it in Nick's Missile 4. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, perfect. Let's see, I liked your Hey Arnold and Doug videos. What are your thoughts on Ren and Stimpy? I like Ren and Stimpy. I actually did my top 10 Ren and Stimpy episodes list that you can go check out in the top 10 playlist that I have. So yeah, I do like the show. Let's see. Have I ever watched the PBS kids show Word Girl? No. I don't know what Word Girl is. Is it a show about a girl who speaks or you learn words? I think that's what it's about. I mean, I have no idea what it's about. That's probably came out like in the 2000s or something. If it did, that's way after my time. So, sorry. Let's see. And the Apathetic Enthusiast interview, Mitch said that there was going to be an Angry Beavers episode that was rock opera themed. Yes, that was one of the episodes that Mitch told me about. And there was another one that he told me about that would have had like a celebrity guest or something, but yeah, we'll definitely listen to it on Sunday when the podcast comes out. It's actually really interesting facts. And we also talked about like how his wiki page about his early years was completely wrong, and it was actually pretty funny. But yeah, it's just crazy about how somebody would take the time to write on his wiki page about how his parents died when he was young and that he was with hobos the entire time. I thought it was pretty funny. You interviewing Dan Schneider would be an awkward interview. I mean, I wouldn't say it would be an awkward interview. I mean, sure, maybe because I'm not a big fan of pretty much all of Dan Schneider's shows, but if I had to interview him, I mean, I wouldn't, like, hate it. But, yeah, I mean, if it was up to, like, you know, if it was between a person who was a huge fan of his work and me, then I would prefer if it's a person who is a huge fan of his work. Definitely, I would prefer that. Yeah, I would definitely prefer that, as opposed to, like, somebody who, you know, only liked a handful of his shows. But yeah, that person who actually said that on Twitter was John, aka Rugrat For Entertainment's Sake. So, yeah, this was the site that, we were, Old Schooling was associated back in the day, right before, you know, we kind of, we had our, you know, well, they decided to move on to other things, which is perfectly fine because, you know, they were moving on with their music and stuff like that, and I do love and respect the guys. So yeah, if you haven't had the chance to listen to their stuff yet, then, you know, check their stuff out on Bandcamp. That's John and Douglas, so yeah. Really, really love those guys. Haven't spoken to them in a while, though. Hope they're doing okay. Okay, did you know that Danielle Judovich, who voiced Naru from the Viz Media dub of Sailor Moon, is Loopy and Big Patty from Hey Arnold? No, I did not know that. That's actually pretty cool. I did not know that. That's awesome. So yeah, I mean, you know, with me watching Sailor Moon for the Sailor Moon podcast, I didn't know that she was the same voice actress who voiced her. So that's pretty awesome. Let's see. I think I'm supposed to go through here because yeah, this is where I'm supposed to go. So yeah, I think I need to do a Shine Spark. Let's see. Even though you didn't like Victoria's, did you like any of the songs? I can't really think of the songs on the top of my head. So yeah, I mean, when I saw Victoria's for the first time, I mean, you know, with her, you know, her and her friends going to school and stuff like that, trying to be actors, I always felt that it was like, oh, okay, now I remember, yeah. Okay, oh wait. I felt it was kind of like Taina, you know? I felt it was similar to Taina, and I just felt like it just wasn't as funny. There we go, this is where we're supposed to go. But yeah, as for the songs, I can't even recall, to be quite honest. It's been a while since I've seen the show. Okay, what do you think of Cartoon Network nowadays? I know a lot of people want me to discuss about Cartoon Network nowadays. It's like, oh, why don't you do a rant on Teen Titans Go? Or why don't you talk about the Powerpuff Girls reboot? Which I have seen little to nothing of that, so I probably would be the wrong person. But I've been hearing a lot of things, and if they are going in that direction about, like, focusing on one thing, I mean, it's like, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, criticize them if they feel like this is the right direction, but even I have to admit that, you know, they have to have a little bit more creative content. Like, you know, they did a great job with Steven Universe, and OKKO is going to be coming out, which I've been hearing a lot of cool stuff about that. I did recall watching the pilot and some of the shorts, and I thought it was pretty cool, you know, a bunch of kids hanging out in the mall, and has video game themes and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, that should be pretty cool, and seeing how the show comes out with that. And I didn't hear anything yet on Infinity Train, so if anybody knows about if that show got picked up, then let me know in the chat room. There we go. Let's see, since you've done a video on Christine Cavanaugh, can you do one on E.G. Daily? The reason why Kevin and I did a video on Christine Cavanaugh was because she passed away a few years ago. We actually did get a request from somebody saying, why don't you do a video about when June Foray turns 100? And I'm like, that's a great idea. you know, Kevin and I would love to do a video on that, because Kevin and I were huge fans of June Foray's work. We love her work in Looney Tunes and in Rocky and Bullwinkle, so if we're going to be doing something similar to what we did for Christine Cavagna, then hopefully, fingers crossed, that June Foray will live up to be 100 and we can do a tribute video about her. Why did Eric Casimiro agree to talk about Gym Class Confidential in addition to the interview? Well, usually episode recaps are like 20 minutes long, and you know, we want to have the opportunity to interview Eric, so let's have the opportunity to get him on board, because, I mean, I don't recall that Eric gets a lot of interviews, I mean, unless it's for a book or something Nicktoons related, you know, discussing about the show, so we wanted to have a chance to interview him, and, you know, nowadays, I mean, we were lucky that we actually did get a hold of him, because, Eric lives in Paris now, so yeah, it's going to be a long time difference for us to talk to him and, you know, get some insight, because, you know, I'm sure that, you know, he would love to talk about the show and, you know, about his insights. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention. Come on, let me go. There we go. Not again. How old is June Foray now? She is 99. That's how old she is. I am definitely gonna lose. I am definitely gonna lose. So yeah, she's gonna be turning 100... I think in August or September? I don't remember when her birthday's at. And I'm dead. Should have paid attention more. And I have to go all the way back through there. Brilliant. Oh, September! September 18th. Okay. Thank you, Joshua. Really do appreciate it. So yeah, if she does live to be 100 in September, then yeah, Kevin and I would love to do one on... Oh, that's right, you have to leave first, and then you have to... Yeah, you have to move around first, and then they leave on purpose. It's like, I don't get that part. Seriously, I don't really get that part. Anyway. My favorite 80s cartoon. Kevin and I, we both love the original Ninja Turtles. I didn't really grow up with Transformers as much as a kid. Neither with G.I. Joe or with Thundercats or anything like that. Yeah, I didn't really have too much, you know, fun. I didn't really see a lot of 80s cartoons. I did see the Smurfs, and I did see, what'd you call it? I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I saw the Smurfs. Let's see. I didn't see Gem. I didn't... Oh, He-Man! That's another one, yeah. I saw He-Man, yeah. I don't know why I forgot about He-Man. Kevin and I did a podcast of it like 3 years ago. Or 4. I don't remember anymore. This is what happens when you just don't seem to... When all of the podcasts just seem to, like, blur into your mind. Oh, really? I was in the ship the whole time, and I was supposed to go... I'm not gonna say anything. I'm really not gonna say anything. Yeah, why don't you give me a clue that I was supposed to actually go back inside the ship, and then I was supposed to go talk to Adam again. Thanks, game. Alright, let's try this again. Let's see. Have you had any contact with any more special guests for In Between? Emily Kapnick would be awesome. Another one would be Melissa Disney, or Jeannie Elias would be cool too. Well, so far, haven't gotten hold of Emily or Melissa yet. I mean, let's see. Obviously, Emily is currently working on a pilot for Fox, so she's super busy, so I wouldn't be surprised if she probably didn't get a hold of any of my messages, so that's probably not going to be any, probably not going to be a guest that we're going to get anytime soon. Melissa, same thing. She's really busy with her work as an actress, so that's another one. And as of right now, with the exception of Eric, there are 2 other guests that we did get a hold of, but that's not going to be for a long time. A really long time. That's probably it's going to probably take a little bit. But don't worry, the guests will be well worth it because they're pretty cool guests. Not gonna say who they are. I'm not gonna say what significance they've had for us Sold by Ginger, but I'll just let you know that they are pretty cool, and I'm really excited for that. Alright, I think there's a save room right here, so let's save here. Let me not act... Oh, that's right, I'm supposed to put the power on! Ugh. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna cheat. As soon as I get close to the boss, I'm gonna cheat my way and I'm gonna save. Because I'm a cheater. Anyway, so yeah, I can't say anything yet, Pocketbook. I know you're probably really excited on who the upcoming guests are going to be, but I can't say anything. I'm really sorry. But trust me, the wait will be worth it. Hey, Captain Beast Mode, what's up? Do I miss Saturday morning cartoons? Not really, mostly because I grew up 7-day Adventist, so I wasn't allowed to watch cartoons around that time because I would be at church. I mostly would watch, like, the reruns on Sunday mornings. So, I mean, if you're talking about, like, the concept of waking up early in the morning for you to watch a TV show, then the concept, sure. I mean, I remember every Sunday morning I would watch... I think Wienerville would be airing around that time. They would air on Sunday mornings, and I'll be really excited for that. And, you know, obviously there would be, like, you know, around weekdays after school, they would re-air the reruns on Pokemon that I missed out because it aired on Saturdays. But, yeah, the concept of, like, you know, waking up early in the morning and, you know, watching your favorite shows, then, yeah, I do miss the concept. But I think it's, you know, it's pretty cool that it's more available now because of the fact that, you know, we have the internet and you can be able to, you know, maybe have like a little playlist of various cartoons that you want to watch, any one that you want, which is actually a pretty neat concept. But yeah, the novelty, I do kind of miss sometimes. There we go. Okay. Hope you can interview Cree Summer for an interview. Love to! As of right now, no such luck. But then again, it's Cree Summer. She's super busy. She's probably busy with like the 100 gajillion cartoons that she's working on right now. And, you know, the fact that she's, you know, a mom and all that stuff, it's like, I'm not gonna be too greedy and saying, you have to come to the podcast now. It's like, no. If she's interested in coming to the podcast, then that's up to her. It would be really cool if she can come, of course. But, yeah, I just have to wait and see if she's willing to come. Alright. I'm gonna save, because I know, I suck. There we go. TBS is making their own cartoon blog, along with American Dad and Close Enough. They have Final Space, The Cop, Storyteller, and Tarantula. Sounds pretty cool. Oh, crap, not again. Not again. Get off. I hate the spider boss. This is one of my least favorite bosses in any Metroid game. Come on. And dead. Of course I am. But luckily for me, I have already saved the game. I'm gonna try this again, even if I have to do this like a bajillion times. Have I seen the movie Father Mud with E.G. Daily? No, I have not seen the movie. Father Mud. I think I do recall on a movie called Mud that, it was like, well, what was his name again? Like, Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey was kind of like in a coming-of-age drama, which was called Mud. I don't think that's the same movie. Oh, and I missed. But yeah, I've never seen that movie, so yeah, sorry. Alright, let's shoot it. Even though I'm not gonna last very long because I'm almost dead. And I'm gonna die right now. There we go. What's better, Rugrats or Ren and Stimpy? Oh boy. I mean, that's a really tough choice. I mean, I like both of them for different reasons. I don't know if I can choose one or the other. Even though I would probably say that, you know, personally for me, like, I mean, I like the original runs on both of the shows. I mean, you know, I've always been a defender on, like, the first 3 original seasons of Rugrats, and the same for the 3 seasons of Ren and Stimpy. As for the others, like the later seasons of Rugrats, there are some episodes that I do like, but I'm not too crazy about it. Oh, and as for like Ren and Stimpy, I mean, seasons 4 and 5, I didn't really like. And don't even get me started on Adult Party Cartoon. Like, really, do not get me started on Adult Party Cartoon. Like, I just don't like that show. Finally, okay. Just shoot that thing till it dies. Or until I die. Whichever comes first. Okay, perfect. Oh, come on, one more, come on. Yes! Whew, that was close. Okay, let's see, what do we got? Did you know that Did you know that J.G. Quintel, the creator of Regular Show, is creating a new animated comedy called Close Enough? No, I did not know that. That's actually pretty cool. So yeah, it's nice that, you know, he's gonna be creating another show. Good for him. Because I actually did like Regular Show. So yeah, good for him. Is it like an adult cartoon? I mean, obviously with TBS, but I assume that's what it is. I'm at a birthday party. Awesome. That's awesome, Captain Beast Mode. Is it your friend's birthday party? Is it your birthday party? If it's yours, then happy birthday. If it's a friend of yours, then let your friend know that I said happy birthday. Okay, let me get out of here. Oh, hold on. Just powerbomb through it. Ah, okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, let's see. Did you think Miranda's mom exists? She's never been seen or mentioned in the entire series. We know her dad exists, but we don't know if her mom exists. Your guess is as good as mine. I have no clue, Pocketbook. Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. Let's see. It never can say goodbye. Macy asks Miranda if she's never said anything nice to her mom and dad, and Miranda says, you got a problem with that, and she refers to her parents in Ginger Solo. Maybe they're divorced. Maybe, or maybe Miranda's mom, like, walked out of the family when she was very young, and maybe they have, like, a strained relationship. I don't know. Maybe, I do think that, you know, similar to, I think that maybe her mom does exist, but maybe it's a case in which maybe she doesn't want to talk about it. Okay, power's back on. But yeah, that's what I think. I think that maybe the parents are divorced and maybe the relationship with her mother is not a really good one. That's what I think. Do I like the cartoon Kappa Mikey? I haven't seen the show in a while. The only thing that I do recall was that, you know, it was a superhero show where it was kind of like making fun of anime at the time. which, I think there were some good things about it, and there were some bad things about it that I remember. So yeah, I definitely need to refresh my mind on that, but I thought it was a pretty interesting idea. That, you know, it came out around the time in which, like, anime was becoming, like, a huge popular, oh no. These things. These things are the bane of my existence. These flies. So yeah, I definitely do need to watch the show again at some point, but as of right now, not anytime soon. I do know some people who really like it, some people who hate it, and some people who just simply think of it as a guilty pleasure. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's all I have to say about the show. Did Pokemon ever get a nomination for the Kids' Choice Awards? I don't think so. I don't think that Pokemon was ever nominated for the KCA. I think from what I recall, you know, back then, Rugrats won a lot. So, yeah, that's what I can recall on. The good thing about TBS is that it won't be as low budget as if it would have been on Adult Swim. That is true. I think I even mentioned this in my History of the Jungle movie video that, you know, Party Wagon, if Craig wanted to have the budget for Party Wagon, then, you know, he had to do it for all ages, otherwise it would have been Flash animation budget, so yeah, it's a good thing that, you know, it's gonna be, hopefully, a little bit of bigger a budget. Should be interesting about what the show's gonna be about. There we go. Oh no, I hate this part. I better save here because I have to run away from SAX. And I don't even exactly have the most health, so I'm probably gonna die a lot. Okay, it's a friend's. Okay, so let your friend know happy birthday, Captain Beast Mode. Okay, here's a really hard question. What's worse, The Last Airbender or Nick Studio 10? What is... If I had a choice between... If I had a choice between drinking bleach or drinking a vat of poison, which one would I choose? Let's see. I mean, The Last Airbender was a very disappointing adaptation of a great show, while Nick Studio 10 was just... It was just plain bad all around. I mean, it was an interesting concept that should have been better. Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna do it. Okay, which of the upcoming 3 TV movies do you think will perform the best? I'm hoping the Jungle movie. Because that was a movie that we've been waiting for a long time, so I'm hoping the Jungle movie. I mean, I love Rocco, and I love Invader Zim, but I'm hoping it will be the Jungle movie. Okay, I'm gonna stay here for a bit and farm for some health because, yeah, this part is brutal. But the problem is that these flies take a good chunk of your health, and just right there. Scratch that, it won video game in 1999. Okay, so for video game, sure. As for the anime, I don't think it was ever nominated for the KCAs. I think it's just for the video game, which, if that were to be the case, then sure. There we go. Okay, let me just go back in and do that again, because I need the health. Alright, let's do that again. Take 3. Okay, Bravest Warriors. No, I have not seen Bravest Warriors. Although, I am going to be talking about it in Nyx Missile 4. And I do have a special guest who's going to be joining me on that one, who actually is a huge fan of Bravest Warriors. So, yeah, I do have to see Bravest Warriors sometime in the future. I did remember seeing the pilot, like, many, many years ago. But, yeah, as for, like, the online web series, no, I've never seen it. I really do want to see it, though, because I heard some really good things about it. It has 3 seasons. It's going to be having a 4th, so, yeah. Okay, just a few more, and then afterwards I can go tackle the SAX. Oh, the face cam stopped working for a second? Let me just double check. Okay, yeah, the face cam has been going on and off all day, so I completely apologize. My favorite is told by Ginger character that is not Lois. Oh, man. I think I did say that it was Ginger because Ginger was definitely a lot like me when I was her age. I always loved writing, so I probably would have I was probably more relatable with her than anything. But if I had to choose another character, that's really tough. I mean, I think Carl was always one of my favorite characters as well. And Macy and Noelle Sussman. Yeah, those characters were awesome. Okay, just a few more, and then afterwards we can go tackle in the SAX. Let me just save right here. Oh yeah, I'm really excited for Season 3 of Young Justice. Absolutely. P.S. Thank you for introducing me to it. I love it. You're very welcome. I've been receiving a lot of messages about that lately, saying that, you know, because of me, they were introduced to this show. That's awesome. That really does warm my heart, knowing that, you know, any little silly suggestion that I make is gonna leave some kind of impact on you. So, yeah, I really do appreciate that. Oh. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me just save this part again because we're gonna die, or at least I am. My favorite Rebel Taxi video. I've only seen a handful of his videos, but I think the very first one that I ever saw was from, like, years ago, where he talked about, like, you know, people ranting about, like, people going too nostalgic about cartoons from the 90s, and he did pretty much say it in a very decent, pretty elaborate way about how... There we go. About how people should not cling to nostalgia and just to give, you know, cartoons of this era a chance. Oh, I'm dead already. Jeez. Yeah, that sucked. Okay, but yeah, that's the first one I ever saw. The other one that I did see was, you know, like the top 10 rejected cartoon pilots. And he did talk about the modifiers in Constant Pain, which was actually pretty cool. And let's see. I haven't seen a lot of them, to be quite honest. So yeah, I do need to... I mean, if there's any ones that you would recommend for me to check out, then I would love to know. Because I haven't seen a lot of them. Ah, so close. Let's see. Did you hear that the Proud Family was originally pitched to Disney's one Saturday morning in the 90s, and whoever was in charge said, "It's nice, but it belongs to UPN." No, I have never heard of that before. That's actually pretty interesting that it was... But I do recall that they did wanted to... that Bruce W. Smith wanted to have it in Nickelodeon. But, then... you know, they didn't accept it because, you know, it would have been clashing with the Carmichaels. So yeah, it's like, yeah, I didn't hear about that one. That's actually pretty interesting. I guess maybe it makes a lot of sense because I think UPN had Moesha, if I recall. That was, yeah, because, you know, a show with African-American cast. I think it maybe also had, I think maybe it had Martin and Moesha, I think, if I recall. It's been a while since I've seen it. Oh, that was so dumb of me. Stay frozen. Ugh, dead again. Let's see. This was before it pitched to Nickelodeon. Okay. So yeah, I guess Bruce W. Smith wanted to pitch it to more shows. I guess he did pitch it to Disney first. It's actually pretty interesting. So yeah, I didn't know that. Thank you, Dipper723. Let's see. Teenage Robot or Danny Phantom? I like both of them for different reasons. But if I have to choose... Man, I mean, that's really tough. If I have to choose between both of them, I would have to say slightly, just by a little bit, Danny Phantom. I also do like My Life as a Teenage Robot. I do think that it has some really cool animation. And it has a really nice protagonist with Jenny. And it does have some pretty neat villains. But, yeah, I'm gonna have to say that the first two seasons of Danny Phantom were really tight. But because of, you know, with Nickelodeon wanted the show to be canceled, and with Steve Marmol leaving, yeah, season 3 was just really, really rushed and just awful. But, you know, I mean, the series finale, the last, you know, the TV movie, it did kind of make it up, even though it was still kind of rushed. Stay dead! Go! Stay dead! Okay, I can breathe now. Do you feel sad that all the voice actors from the 40s to the 80s are now all dead? Yeah, I do. But I don't think of it as, like, really sad. I just think of it as, like, you know, it's just part of life. I mean, it is pretty sad, yes, but I just think of it as, like, you know, moving on. I mean, I actually did remember listening to on Talkin' Tunes with Rob Paulson that, you know, it would be really cool if the voice actors from, like, the 80s and the 40s to the 80s would, I mean, if they ever had the chance, I mean, what would it be like if they were voice actors today? Like, do you think that I mean, it would be kind of cool to hear Mel Blanc voice in a video game or something. So yeah, I mean, it would be kind of cool, you know, to see them... Oh, crap. I hate these things. There we go. But yeah, I'd love to see you know, what the voice actors would have been like if they would have voiced, you know, in, like, what would it be like if they voiced in, like, an online web series or in an anime? That would be kind of funny. Oh, you know, it would be super amazing. Like, what'd you call it? Like, if maybe we would see, like, yeah, Dawes Butler, like, you know, or Dawes Butler and, let's see who, like, Mel Blanc and, like, a whole bunch of the other voice actors would, you know, what would it be like if they were to voice in, like, an anime or in a video game? I think that would be kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm pretty stuck here. Let me see if I can find another exit. Let me see, where do I go? Okay, favorite Danny Phantom episode. Oof. Yeah, I definitely have to think that over. I remember one of my favorite episodes being, the TV movie where Danny finds out about his future self and how he turned evil. But yeah, let's see what else. I do like the episodes focusing on, like, Vlad Plasmius, and I do like the episode with Ember. Johnny 13 was actually a pretty cool villain. I also like the Christmas special. I even discussed about that, like, a while ago on the Nickelodeon Christmas special, Christmas specials podcast with John and Douglas for entertainment's sake. Let's see, yeah. Okay, have I seen Bunsen as a Beast yet? No, I still haven't had the chance to see it yet. I already went through that way. What am I doing? I have to go this way. Like Janet Waldo. Yeah, she passed away last year. Yeah, exactly, like Janet Waldo. Ugh. That sucked. Okay, luckily for me, I already saved that point, so let me just... There we go. Oh. Okay. What do you think of Disney Channel back then? I didn't really grow up with Disney Channel. I mean, I did see, like, a handful of shows. I did see a few episodes of The Proud Family, and I did see Kim Possible. But as for, like, the live-action shows and the Disney Channel original movies, no, not really. I was already in high school, so this was, like, when I was watching a lot of anime, and I was watching a lot of stuff on Toonami and Cartoon Network, so, yeah. Very few memories of the Disney Channel, so, sorry. I mean, I did see, like, you know, like, Disney in the Afternoon and stuff like that. I did have fun memories of, like, watching stuff like DuckTales and Goof Troop and Darkwing Duck and Gargoyles. And, let's see, there's... And obviously, like, the... You know, like, also the late 90s ones, like Recess and, you know, Pepper Ann and stuff like that. But, yeah. As for the other shows, like Lizzie McGuire or even Stevens or anything like that, no, sorry. There we go, this is where I'm supposed to go. Okay, yay. Did you know that Carl from As Told by Ginger also voiced Peach on the Super Mario Bros. Super Show? Yes, I do know about that because Jeannie Elias is Canadian, and a lot of people who voiced in those cartoons, I think from Nelvana, they were Canadian. So, yeah, I did know about that, and that's pretty surreal to be quite honest. Still can't go through there. Ugh, dead. And Bruce W. Smith saw it as it belongs on UPN response as racism. Again, I think I do understand where he's coming from because I think I may be mistaken. I think UPN had Moesha and Martin. Maybe that's why he considered it to be racist, because it's like, oh, you know, this show about African Americans belongs on UPN because it features a lot of African American shows. So it's like, yeah, I don't blame him for thinking that was racist. I feel for the guy, man. It's like, a show should be enjoyed regardless of what race is the main characters. I mean, if it's a good show, it should be a good show in its own right. So yeah, I mean, if that were to be if anybody can look up to see if Moesha and Martin did air on UPN, then yeah, I mean, then yeah, his anger is pretty justified. Okay, this is where a boss is at, so let me just save right here. That is if I don't die first. Yeah, all you have to do is just shoot at this thing. Oh, oh no. Not good, not good. Oh, so close. Hey Patricia, I saw you retweet my drawing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the drawing animation, man. Casey, Ashley, and I, we love the drawing. If any of you guys didn't see the drawing, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. So, yeah, because I want you guys to see it just for a quick second. Yeah, let me just go over to my Twitter. Let me just give me 1 second, guys. Gameplay will be back in just a moment. Yeah, because I want to show everybody the awesome drawing that Animation Meh left us. He did it a few days ago. In fact, it came from this live stream that from last week. He was saying, like, can I draw you something? It's like, yeah, I'd love if you would draw me something. I've never had fan art before. If you want to give me fan art, you know, you can tweet it at me or email it to me or whatever. So, yeah. So let me see if I can just pull it up really quick. So, yeah, let me just add a picture. It'll just be for a quick little second. So, yeah. There you go. This is what it looks like. So, yeah. If you can't see it, then please let me know through the chat. But yeah, this is the drawing right here. And yeah, this is concept art for the We're in Between podcast. And this is supposed to be Casey. He's a Bengal tiger. And he says, Carl meets an elderly woman named Maud, who's basically Ashley in retirement, let's be honest. And that was from our discussion of episode 2 of We're in Between. And I'm the Munchkin cat, and I even have the ponytail. And it says there's a mixture of sadness, but at the same time there's a mixture of a bit of humor. That was from the intro. And we have Ashley, who's a Scottish fold, and she says, yeah, I give it a meh. And we have an otter here because I even mentioned in the last live stream that otters are my favorite animal. So yes, thank you so much for the drawing animation, meh. I really do appreciate it. So if anybody wants to do fan art of myself, either for Old School Lane or Nick Slimecast Podcast or We're in Between, then please, you can email me at oldschool86@gmail.com. You can give it to me on Facebook or Twitter. But yeah, this is awesome. It's this is definitely a first for me. I mean, I've been doing Old School Lane for 5 years, doing the podcast for almost 4, and I've never had a fan art before. So yeah, thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. Okay, so let's just back to the game, I suppose. Okay. Have I noticed that most of the families of As Told by Ginger all have 2 kids? Yeah, I guess it makes a lot of sense. You know, you have your average nuclear family. I mean, 2 kids is pretty, normal. I mean, I guess we, I mean, it's kind of like a refreshing thing considering that, it's not like an only child thing like in, Timmy Turner or Jimmy Neutron, in which they're only children. Do I have to do some farming again? Because, I mean, I guess it was kind of needed for when I had to fight the SAX. But then again, I don't need to because, actually, why not? I'm not gonna do any farming. Screw that noise. Ugh. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. Jump. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, yes! Plasma beam, yes! One of my favorite beams in the game. Anyway, what's wrong with Season 3 of Danny Phantom? I like Season 3. There's some... I mean, don't get me wrong, Season 3 had some decent episodes, but when you compare it to Seasons 1 and 2... You can definitely tell it doesn't have the same quality. I mean, this was a factor of, you know, Nickelodeon wanted Danny Phantom to be canceled. I mean, Season 3 wasn't supposed to be the way it was, you know. You remember that, Butch Hartman wanted to have a 4th season that was supposed to explain everything, but Nickelodeon wanted the show to be canceled, and that was how we ended up with Season 3 the way it was, and that was kind of sad. I would have loved to see Danny Phantom a little bit more fleshed out than what we gotten. Let's see. I would recommend Rebel Taxi's top 12 obscure forgotten Nickelodeon shows. Ooh, forgotten Nickelodeon shows. If he puts Wienerville on the list, then that would be awesome. That would be amazing if he put Wienerville on the list. Because, I mean, I don't know. There are very, very rare people who talk about Wienerville other than Kevin and myself. The only person who has talked to me about Wienerville was a guy who did the Wienerville wiki page, and he gave me a message saying that, you know, if I ever do another Wienerville podcast, he would, I mean, we would love to, like, have a conversation together, and I'll be like, that would be amazing. I would love to. If I ever do consider doing another Wienerville podcast, I would definitely call you, because I've never had anybody call me to say, hey, let's talk about Wienerville. It's like, that would be amazing. But I think that Rebel Taxi's a little bit younger than I am, so maybe he probably wouldn't have had Wienerville on his list. I don't know. If he did, please let me know. I would love to watch it. Favorite Fairly Odd Parents character? Oh, I see. Oh, that sucked. Like, I didn't already have to go through this already. I just finished playing Super Metroid, and it's like, I'm not gonna go through this again. No way. Favorite Fairly Odd Parents character? Jeez, I don't know. Let's see. I do like Timmy's parents, even though they're kind of dumb. I think they're actually pretty hilarious at points, even though sometimes they can be a bit frustrating. And sure, Cosmo and Wanda do have their quirks as well as, like, Jorgen von Strangle. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like the show, but I'm not, like, a massive fan of it, probably because I didn't grow up with it like everybody else did. So, yeah. But I do like the show, don't get me wrong. I do like that it's really creative, and it does have a lot of fun, quirky moments, and, you know, it's a pretty fun show. I'll probably have to say, like, you know, Timmy, Cosmo, Wanda, Jorgen, Timmy's parents. Let's see. Favorite underrated Nicktoon? Have you subscribed to this channel long enough, Nasaya? It's As Told by Ginger. I've already said this many times. As Told by Ginger, my favorite underrated Nicktoon. Let's see. YTV. Yeah, I haven't really been... I didn't really watch a lot of YTV because I'm not for Canada, so... Yeah, sorry, can't really say too much about it. Oh, the reason why Samus can jump like that is because, I received the space jump, and the space jump you can be able to jump infinitely, that's why. Let's see. I know you do not like Minecraft, but do you like Minecraft Story Mode? If Minecraft Story Mode is the same thing as, like, with Minecraft, in which you have to build things for the story, then I probably wouldn't like it. But no, I've never played it. I mean, I do remember when I briefly played it, and I just remember, man, I mean, I don't know what to do. I mean, I've seen people build stuff on Minecraft, and it looks so cool, and then I tried it, and I'm like, I'm so lost. I don't know what to do. So, I'm sorry for anybody who wants to play Minecraft with me online, it's never gonna happen. But as for the story mode, if the story mode actually is a little bit easier for me to play, that doesn't involve too much building, then maybe I'll give it a chance, but as for, like, you know, if it's the same thing as, like, the regular Minecraft, I probably wouldn't play it. Okay, Robot Boy. I don't know what that is, so sorry. Yeah, Moesha did air on UPN. Okay. So yeah, oh, Martin aired on Fox. Okay, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. Moesha airing on UPN, so it's like, oh, you wanna, you know, I guess they told Bruce W. Smith, it's like, if you wanna be able to have the Proud Family, put it on UPN. It's like, oh yeah, because Moesha is on UPN, and that's a show about, you know, an African-American cast. It's like, man, I mean, you know, thinking it, like, in hindsight, that's actually pretty racist. But, yeah... But yeah, I'm glad that it turned out as well as it did. Okay. Favorite Pokemon character? Mine is Serena from XYZ. Yeah, probably Serena would probably have to be mine too. At least she's the closest thing as to a rival. As for like a gym leader, I can't really think of one on the top of my head as like who's my favorite yet. But yeah, Serena's a pretty good character. Mostly because, you know, I can't recall on, like, you know, who's been, like, a really good rival character. I mean, the only ones I can think of is, like, Silver and Blue from, you know, Pokemon Red and, you know, Blue, Yellow, and Pokemon Gold and Silver as being, like, really awesome rivals. And then again, I haven't played any of the other generation games, so maybe they have cool rivals, too. So, I don't know. Uh-oh. Section 3 has been destroyed. Who can be the cause of it? Okay, what is my favorite Peanut Butter Gamer video? Ooh, Peanut Butter Gamer. Oh, let's see. I remember when I first saw him. I think I was introduced to him and JonTron around the same time. I saw Peanut Butter Gamer first. And the first video I ever saw of his was like his... I think it was his top 10 weirdest Zelda characters was the first one I ever saw. And, yeah, that was actually a lot of fun, and, like, his Hey You Pikachu video was pretty hilarious. Let's see what else. His Arthur video was pretty hysterical. I did actually see that not too long ago. I always love it when he does Zelda Month. It's always a lot of fun with him talking about, like, the CDI games. Let's see what else. Let's see. There we go. I don't think I need to go this way. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, just go up there. I think there's a power-up that I need. Ah, yes. Okay, I'm almost there. Just a few bits more. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be another boss battle right here, and this is hands down my favorite boss battle in the game. Even more than the SAX. Definitely the most memorable. Yes, I know I'm way behind on the chat. pocketbook, I do apologize. Oh, and I missed it! Oh, I could definitely have used that. Okay, here comes the nightmare. Definitely one of my all-time favorite villains of any Metroid game. Come on. There we go. I destroyed it. Here comes the best part. Yeah, look at that thing. That is a face only a mother can love. Yeah, I definitely needed that other E-tank. Ouch. Okay. Let's see. Sorry about that, everybody. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, I'm back on the chat. So, let's see. Have I seen Wonder Quest yet? I know a lot of people want me to watch Wonder Quest. I haven't had the chance to see it. I'm sorry. So, I'll definitely check it out when I have the chance. Favorite, oh yeah, cartoon pilot. Let's see. As for ones that never got picked up, I mean, I've always loved Mina and the Count. I remember when I first saw that on Cartoon Network's What a Cartoon, and I thought it was a really cool idea, and then when I saw it back on Nickelodeon, I thought that maybe, oh, it's like, oh, they're rerunning it again. It's like it's shown on both Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that was always my favorite as a kid. Alright, let's see if we can try this again. And hopefully, I can actually get that E-tank, because I need it. Oh, of course I didn't get it. Okay, do you find it ironic that Aspen Vincent, who voices Dodie, is way younger than Tress MacNeille, who voices Hoodsie, even though that Dodie is older than Hoodsie? That's voice acting for you. It's pretty crazy. It is pretty funny though, looking back on it. Okay, there we go. Need to get that E-tank. Okay, let's see. Have I ever watched Pokemon XY or XYZ? No, haven't watched the anime in a long time. The last time I watched it was in like the first half of Battle Frontier. As soon as I finished watching that, I was like, I'm done. So yeah, I haven't watched the anime in a while. Let's see. Whenever she cries, Bubbles is the most adorable cartoon character ever. I guess so. I didn't really think about the way she cries, but I thought that she was cute regardless of what she did. Okay, yeah, he was born in 1992. Okay, so that I think you were answering my question about Rebel Taxi. Okay, so he's 25. Okay, let me just see if I can try to get. Oh, and I did it again. Okay, so yeah, he's like 6 years older than. So I'm 6 years older than him. Okay, fair enough. So I don't think he would probably know a little bit about Wienerville because the show would have came out when he was a year old. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, boom. Okay, good. He's almost dead. Okay, he's dead. Good. Seriously, that thing creeps me out. Then again, it's called the Nightmare for a reason. Okay, one more hit. There we go. Boom. Gravity suit, yes. I'm gonna go get some more water. I will be right back. Let's see. Oh, you can't hear me talk? Uh-oh, that's not good. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, I think you guys can hear me now. Okay, good. Hooray, you can hear me now. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened. I think there were some difficulties with my microphone, but yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so yeah, if you guys have any questions that I missed out on, then please let me know. Anyway, so yeah, sorry about that, guys. So yeah, if you guys did, you know, respond to me any questions, then please let me know throughout the chat. I'll definitely, you know, answer your questions if I didn't get a chance to. Okay. Let's see. What do you think is the most ridiculous reason for someone saying a cartoon is bad for kids? I read somewhere that said Captain Planet brainwashes your kids into keeping our planet clean. That's actually kind of interesting. I don't recall on anything like that about like a cartoon is brainwashing you for a bad reason. I mean, I guess it's kind of like, you know, you know how in Ren and Stimpy, in which, you know, Ren would say, do you know that cartoons can ruin your mind? So I guess it's like that for, you know, for what parents think for any cartoon. It's like, you know, don't watch this cartoon, it has too much violence or something. Let's see what I can think of anything else. Like, I guess, you know, I guess probably I wasn't allowed to watch, you know, like all the adult cartoons as a kid. Like I wasn't allowed to watch things like, you know, South Park or King of the Hill because they were considered to be like too violent and too adult for me. But I mean, as for like it brainwashing me, I don't know about that. Let's see what we got. Okay, another example of voice acting is Nick Nagel. The voice of Barnaby is a lot younger than Richard Horvitz, who plays Flunky, yet Nagel's character is the older one. I have no idea what cartoon you're talking about. Sorry, the end. Do I like YouTuber Matthew Centroto? Never heard of him. Sorry. Let's see, what else? If I lived in Doug's world, what skin color would I be? Probably either light blue or light green. Yeah, probably either one of those colors. Because I like light blue and light green. I mean, that would be weird if I were one of Doug, you know, the colors of Doug's world. Like, what color would I be, you know? That'd be weird. Let's see. Danny Phantom and Teen Titans crossover. I don't think that could work. Because, if you're referring to, like, the original Teen Titans, probably not. I mean, I don't know if they could work in the same universe. Especially since they're both different networks. But, you know, Danny Phantom and My Life as a Teenage Robot would be pretty cool. You know, both being superheroes and all. I would love to see that. Let's see. Most Teletoon/YTV shows are hated. Johnny Test, Total Drama Island, Wayside, Rocket Monkeys, Almost Naked Animals, My Life Me, The Day My Butt Went Psycho, Nunchucks, Scaredy Squirrel. Those don't even sound like real cartoons. Those are weird, especially Almost Naked Animals. I mean, all animals are naked unless they're actually wearing clothes. What makes them almost naked? And The Day My Butt Went Psycho. It's like, great. Butt humor. Everybody loves that. And Nunchucks. I mean, I hope they're referring to, like, you know, like, Nunchucks as in, like, people who aren't really smart as opposed to, like, the other Nunchucks. It's like, that wouldn't be, yeah. You know what? Forget it. Anyway, but yeah, those are weird named for cartoons. Alright, how do you get through this again? Okay, so you go through here. Oh, okay, I think you're supposed to go on top first. No, you're supposed to go on the bottom. Anyway, Wonder Quest is the cartoon I'm talking about. Yes, I did receive a lot of requests for Wonder Quest, although I still haven't seen it, so... yeah, sorry about that. I still haven't seen Wonder Quest. Let's see. What if Melissa Joan Hart never played as Sabrina? Man, that would be weirdly weird. It's like, you know, I mean, I'm sure that there would have been somebody else who would have done a good job playing as Sabrina, but, I mean, I cannot imagine anybody but Melissa Joan Hart. But yeah, that'd be kind of interesting. Okay, favorite cartoon conspiracy theory. Never really been a big fan of those things. I know that there's a lot of people who do, like, these, you know, crazy theories about, like, ooh, you know, this character is this character from another dimension or something. It's like, nah, never really been a big fan of those things. Let's see. Best live-action Nick theatrical movie. Most of them sucked. Let me see if I can think of ones from the top of my head. Let's see, Harriet the Spy, I don't really like. I've already mentioned that a bajillion times why I don't like it. Good Burger. Bit of a guilty pleasure, even though that the movie is, you know, structure, like, story-wise and character-wise, it's pretty all over the place, and, I mean, the only reason why people still love it to this day is because, you know, we love seeing Kenan and Kel and everything they do. Let's see, what else? What else was there? There was Clock Stoppers. Yeah, Clock Stoppers is a bit of a silly movie, you know, it's kind of cliche at times. Let's see what else. Yours, Mine, and Ours. Oh man, that movie sucked. It was basically trying to be like, hey, let's be like Cheaper by the Dozen. Except not understand what made Cheaper by the Dozen, you know, somewhat half-decent. Let's see what else. Okay. Let's see what else. There was... Imagine that, with the, you know, the Eddie Murphy movie. You know, the movie that almost ruined his career. That sucked. Let's see what else. And the live-action Ninja Turtles movies, at least they exist. Let's see. Almost Naked Animals is a show about furless animals in their underwear. It's made by the same guys who made Pickle and Peanut. Ah. I don't know anything about Pickle and Peanut, but furless animals in their underwear. Is that the joke? I take it that's the joke. Because if a lot of people hate that show, I take it that's the whole shtick of it. It's like, hey, you know, like if they go over to like their you know, a business meeting. It's like, okay, we're gonna pitch this show for kids that involves with furless animals with their underwear. It's like perfect. You know, give us $1 million for each episode. It's like gold. It's like, I mean, it's like if you're gonna do that, then you know, it's like that's kind of a waste, to be quite honest. Anyway, continuing on. Let's see. Favorite Cartoon Network villains? Ooh, good question. Let's see. For Powerpuff Girls, it has to be Mojo Jojo. He's always been one of my favorites. Let's see. For Samurai Jack, Aku. Codename Kids Next Door. You know, probably Father and the Delightful Children from Down the Lane. They were a lot of fun. Let's see. Teen Titans, my favorite is Slade. Let's see if I can think of anybody else. Those are the only ones I can think of for the moment. I mean, I guess if you want to talk about Brave and the Bold, probably the Music Miser. I really love that episode, by the way. Neil Patrick Harris singing. That's amazing. You can't go any better than Neil Patrick Harris singing. That is so cool. Okay. Favorite Black Nerd video? Ooh. That's a good question. Yeah, I've been a big fan of the Black Nerd for many, many years. Like, almost 6 years at this point. When, you know, pretty much when he, you know, started doing, like, his Black Nerd rants and his top 5s and his top 10s. Yeah, I've been a big fan of his work for many, many years. As for, like, what was his, like, first video that I was ever introduced to, I don't even know, to be quite honest. I know this is a puzzle. I don't seem to remember how I do this puzzle. If anybody in the chat can let me know how the puzzle goes, and let me know, because I seem to keep forgetting every time I go here. Okay, no one's supposed to go through down there. But I can't go through here. Okay, let's see. Why do you think TV show creators can create something that is bad and something that is good? I think I did answer this question in the last live stream that, you know, when a creator, you know, does something completely different, I mean, they're not meant to create, you know, there's no creator out there that is intentionally out there to create something really bad, because if they did, that would be awful. It's just that I think that they want to try something different, and sometimes it just doesn't go the way that they were hoping it would be. I think I even mentioned this in the last live stream about how John Lasseter really wanted to have Cars be like a personal story. It just didn't turn out the way that he wanted it to be, and it's, you know, a lot of people just didn't like it. So, you know, it's like, you know, maybe for some people they'll say, oh, I like this version. It's like, you know, maybe for a lot of people they don't like it. So, you know, I guess it depends on the perspective. It's like, or maybe it's, you know, due to that, or maybe it's due to burnout. So, yeah, I mean, it's, you know, at least they're trying. At least they're trying to do something completely different, as opposed to, like, certain other creators who just do the same thing over and over again. I'm not gonna say who. Okay. I liked his video with Tamara where she was guessing the 80s cartoon. That was pretty fun. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Okay, thoughts on Snow Day. Oh, God. Okay, if anybody knows about me and Snow Day, I think I've even mentioned this before, that I'm not a big fan of Snow Day. Oh, that's how you do it. Ugh. Man, I was, like, wandering around for over 10 minutes like an idiot. There we go. Finally. Okay, so yeah, Snow Day. Yeah, I think it's pretty bland and pretty disappointing considering that it's the same guys who did Pete and Pete. You know, you would expect it to be something better, but I mean, I'm sure if you checked out my Nyx Missile 3 discussion about that, you know, Snow Day was originally supposed to be, you know, the remnants of a canceled Pete and Pete movie, then yeah, you probably know why it's pretty disappointing in my personal opinion. That it could have been something so much better. But knowing that, you know, Snow Day was just like a blander version of Pete and Pete, it's like, yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell when you watch the movie, it is so Pete and Pete. Like, the intro in which the teenage boy was saying, like, there are hundreds of variations of snowflakes. It's like Big P when he does his narration, and, you know, you have the girl, and, you know, she's like the little sister to the brother. It's like, she's like little Pete. And, you know, you have the boy, and, you know, he's hanging out with the girl who's his best friend, who's not the girlfriend. It's like, that's the same thing with, like, Big Pete and Ellen. Except that it's so awful. I mean, at least with Big Pete and Ellen, you didn't know if they were going to end up together. It left it up to your, you know, interpretation. But in this one, it's like, you know, I have a crush on the popular girl, and the popular boy is a jock. Oh, but then we liked each other all along. Nah. Anyway, at least there was, let me think it's a series of unfortunate events. Yeah, I mean, that movie was okay despite its problems. Okay, you're gonna go now? Okay, have a good night, Pocketbook. Okay, worst character in Hey Arnold? I don't like Lila. I never did. Even as a kid, I just never liked Lila. I think that's pretty stereotypical. I think everybody's already said that. I think everybody's already said that they didn't like Lila. Let's see what we got. I wish Young Justice never got canceled. Well, don't worry. I mean, they did bring it back, so it will be having a season 3. So yeah, I'm really excited about season 3. Let's see. Worst Hey Arnold episode. Ugh. You know, a lot of people ask me this question a lot. A lot of people ask me this question a lot. They always want me to choose Arnold Betrays Iggy. But, yeah, I mean, that episode is pretty terrible, but there were some episodes that I just wasn't really crazy about. Like, for example, I mean, personally for me, I was never too crazy about the episode in which Arnold and Gerald play hooky. I mean, it's pretty stock. I know that Casey has talked about that he was never a really huge fan of Arnold and the Substitute Teacher because he kind of found it to be creepy. And yeah, I can definitely see that as well. Let's see what else. And a lot of the episodes from Season 5, I never really liked them, to be quite honest. I never really got captivated by them, to be quite honest, but then again, you know, they were trying to focus on doing the Jungle movie, and, you know, that didn't turn out as well as they wanted to. Alright, let me just save right here, because I know I'm probably gonna die. Grandpa's Packard. Yeah, I wasn't really too crazy about that episode either. Not really too crazy about that. Speaking of which, a lot of people have been telling me that technically oh my god, I've gotten so many requests saying, oh, but Patricia, you know, Grandpa's Packard is technically the last episode of Hey Arnold. It's like, ugh. It's the last episode that was shown, yes, but the journal was the last episode that was produced. I've gotten this so many times in my history of the Hey Arnold the Jungle movie, it's not even funny. I've received so much comments saying, oh, you were wrong. You know, that episode is not the last episode. It's like, what do you want me to do, people? I mean, I'm saying the facts that it was the last episode that was produced. I mean, it does feel like it's a last episode, but no, people are still insisting that I bring up that, you know, that was the last episode. I don't have anything to say. Anyway, so let's see what else we got. Do you know Butch Hartman has a YouTube account? Yes, I do. I've watched a handful of it and it's pretty good. Let's see. It's still okay that you haven't seen the reboot that much. Focus on the original Powerpuff Girls when you do a Cartoon Network podcast. I will definitely do that. I will definitely do a Cartoon Network podcast this fall. Absolutely. Did Nickelodeon ever reject Kim Possible? I don't think so. I think that Kim Possible was pitched to Disney Channel. At least as far as I'm aware of. Okay, so I am supposed to do a speed boost there. Okay. Oh, not fast enough. Okay. Okay, no, the creators of Kim Possible previously worked on Buzz Lightyear of Star Command and Hercules, the series. Yeah, but I think the person was asking about if Nickelodeon ever rejected Kim Possible, and I don't think Kim Possible was ever pitched to Nickelodeon. So, yeah, I was just answering the question regarding about that. There we go. Oh, gotta go. Ah, that sucked. Okay, thoughts on Sam and Cat. Ugh. You know, for the longest time, I thought that Zoe 101 was the worst Dan Schneider show. I was wrong. I was so wrong. Sam and Cat is the worst. It's basically two broke girls, except that it's not funny. I mean, I mean, especially with that behind-the-scenes story, it's like, where the show was like, you know, there was like conflicting things about the girls, and it was basically like a massive train wreck. Like, apparently, like, Ariana didn't get as much recognition or money compared to Janine. It's like, man, I mean, that sucks, you know? So yeah, I guess that's gonna have to be... Let's see, I used to like the episode where Arnold loses Grandpa's watch in the sewer, but I watched it recently and I thought it was bad. The whole thing was bad, or just the ending? Because I thought that the ending was kind of disappointing, yeah, I do admit. But I thought that the Sewer King, that kind of stuff, I thought it was a pretty interesting idea. Definitely not one of the most memorable, but I thought it was pretty interesting. Did you know Jonan Vasquez did the design? Randy Cunningham... The Grade Ninja on Disney XD. No, I did not, and I've never heard that show. Yeah, I mean, I thought the episode, I thought the substitute teacher was really sweet, that bit with Arnold dreaming that they're drinking milkshakes. I mean, I think the episode is okay too, but Casey doesn't like it. So yeah, if you want to, you know, share your opinions on that, go talk to Casey. Okay, let's see. I found out that the last episode of Rugrats aired in June 2005, and Wikipedia was wrong the whole time. Never trust Wikipedia. Because Wikipedia was also the same place where apparently they said that mid-shower, his parents died when he was a teenager, and that he went and hung out with a whole bunch of hobos at the age of 16, which then never happened. So yeah, never rely on Wikipedia for anything. Watch it with extreme caution, which is why whenever I do my research on my videos, I almost never rely on Wiki. I mean, sure, the Hey Arnold Wiki was an exception, but at least they archived Craig Bartlett's interviews, so that was an exception. Ah, and I'm dead again. My favorite Rugrats episode is Angelica breaks a leg because of the drugged pudding. The pudding was never drugged. I mean, everybody says that episode is their favorite. Because of that scene. But yeah, let's just say that in a video that I'm going to be doing in the future, I will be discussing, you know, I will be discussing about that episode in some way, shape, or form. So, yeah, stay tuned for that. I'm not gonna say in what sense, but I'll just let you know that in the future. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Have I seen the Ninja Turtle shorts on Nickelodeon? Haven't had the chance to yet, but I really do want to see it. Ah, finally! Oh, no. Ah, damn it. I'm dead again. Favorite Powerpuff Girls episode. Oh, man. I haven't seen the show in a while. I think my favorite episode would I mean, I know that this has nothing to do with it being, like, really cool and action-packed. But I think my favorite episode was when, you know, the girls needed babysitter, and Mojo Jojo came by to be the babysitter, and I thought that episode was really hilarious. I mean, think about it, like their most famous villain, and he's the babysitter. It's like, and then the girls, instead of, like, you know, beating him up or something, they instead just treat him like if he was like a regular babysitter, and they just do a whole bunch of crazy shenanigans. I thought that was pretty funny. As for, like, an action-packed episode, well, that's a really good question. And another one of my favorite episodes was where they introduced the boring Smith family, and so the guy just went through a midlife crisis, and then he just transformed into, like, this really ridiculous-looking bad guy with, like, a towel for a cape, and he had a blow dryer for a weapon, and that episode was actually pretty funny. Oh, and I'm all out of missiles, too. Oh, that sucked. Okay, let's see. Thoughts on the Carol Burnett show? I like the Carol Burnett show. I thought it was a pretty funny show. Haven't seen it in a while, though. But, yeah, it was definitely influential to a whole bunch of programs. You know, a lot of people, they compare the Amanda Show to All That or Saturday Night Live, but no, it's actually heavily influenced by the Carol Burnett show. I mean, think about it. You know, Amanda is basically Carol Burnett, and it's basically a one-woman show with only a few cast members. So yeah, I haven't watched the show in a while, so but I do remember recalling on it liking it. Okay, let's see what we got. Let's see, favorite and least favorite Drake and Josh character. Favorite character, I guess I do like Josh. My least favorite character is Walter. I hate Walter. And again, I'm not really too crazy about most of the Drake and Josh characters. I never really got the appeal of Crazy Steve. He's just crazy for the sake of being crazy, but I guess that's what makes it funny. And I just think that Drake can be kind of a jerk at times. But yeah, but I really hate Walter. I really hate Walter. Come on. There we go. Finally. Let me just save here, because if I died again, I will scream. Let's see, if I was in the As Told by Ginger universe, what grade would I be in? Would I be a middle schooler or a high schooler? I think it will be a high schooler, because that's actually how I first got introduced to the show. I watched the show when I was in high school, so yeah, I'll definitely be a high schooler. Alright, finally. Okay. I never watched Ren and Stimpy Adult Party cartoon, and I never will. Good for you. Thoughts on E3 this week? Really excited. Really, really excited. I was really hyped for E3 last year, and I'm really excited for this year. So yeah, I cannot wait to see it. I cannot wait to see the conferences I'm really looking forward to are watching the Sony press conference and the Nintendo press conference. Let's see, will I be talking about Bravest Warriors on Nick's Missile 5? No, not Nick's Missile 5. I will be talking about it in Nick's Missile 4. And I will be talking about it with a special guest who does know about Bravest Warriors. So yes, Bravest Warriors will be coming in a couple of weeks. What is wrong with the first As Told by Ginger movie? Compared to the other As Told by Ginger movies... Summer of Camp Caprice just... Man, it just doesn't... It does not fare up compared to the others. And also, there's so many plot holes and so many plots that are introduced into the show that never get resolved later on. I know a lot of people have said to me that they only see it as either a meh or they did have fond memories over it. But... yeah, I'm just not too crazy about it. I'm very sorry. If you do like it, then that's perfectly fine. I found the Zoe 101 cast has a lot of problems. If you're talking about, like, I think that, you know, some of the cast members in real life, like... they did go through a lot of things. I think I did mention that in my original review of it back in my blog. That one of them went through like a drug problem. I think one of them was arrested or something. But yeah, I think that a handful of them, yeah, did go through a lot of problems. My favorite Weird Al song. Ooh. Let's see. Amish Paradise, I'm Fat, White and Nerdy, the Polka song, the Virus song. No, Virus Alert, that's what it is called. Virus Alert. Yeah, I do like a lot of songs from Weird Al. He's awesome, by the way. He's actually really awesome. You must explain more of my, I must explain more of my hatred to Sasha. Okay. The reason why I don't like Sasha is because he just acts like a complete tool. And when you first see him, he just, he just assumes from Courtney that Ginger, you know, is going out with Ian and all that stuff. It's like, can't he just talk to her like a normal person as opposed to, like, assuming? And then, you know, of course, I don't want to, if you guys have not watched As Told by Ginger yet, if you have been watching our discussions and we're in between them, I just want to say spoilers. So, cover that ears for just 1 second. Okay, here we go. Okay, so in Ginger's solo, when Ginger does eventually go over to Sasha's school, and then she finds out what Sasha's been up to, and he basically made fun of her and criticized her for going out with a popular guy, and saying that that she's a wannabe for hanging out with the popular kids and all that stuff. And what does Ginger find out? He's dating a popular girl, and that she broke up with him, and that he decided to not message Ginger because he started going out with the popular girl again. It's like, wow, you're a hypocrite, Sasha. Bravo. And then, you know, of course, and then we have the second, time in which Ginger goes to Camp Caprice, and then, you know, we would think that, oh, is Ginger gonna go back with Sasha? And then it's like, nope, it's a complete waste of time. So yeah, Sasha never really left a massive impact on me, so yeah, that's why I don't like him. I mean, with Ian, I can somewhat tolerate with, because, I mean, he was just a stupid jock character, but, man, with Sasha, no, I never liked Sasha, so, sorry. Let's see, out of all the cartoon females, I feel that Buttercup is the only character that's tough. Like, tough as a tomboy, I mean, there's plenty of others. I mean, if you watch Sailor Moon, Mako is, like, a tough badass, but at the same time, she loves to cook, and she loves cleaning, and she loves figure skating, but she's a tough badass, and so is Haruka, aka Sailor Uranus. She's also pretty tough, but yeah, I mean, I guess it does make a lot of sense why she would be the tough one, because a lot of people did think of her that, you know, a lot of people thought that she was a boy when they first met her, and then it turned out that she was a butch lesbian, and then she had a relationship with Sailor Neptune, which was actually pretty cool. So yeah, there's a lot of, like, you know, tough female characters. It's not just Buttercup. There's plenty of others. Like, for example, I mean, Samus is a tough chick. She's a no-nonsense, stoic bounty hunter who goes around and saves planets and destroys aliens and space pirates. So yeah. That's another one. Although, you know, she's a video game character, so I guess that, you know, maybe that wouldn't count. So, you know, just an example. Let's see. Do you think the Powerpuff Girls reboot would have been worse if it were an Adult Swim? I don't really associate Powerpuff Girls and Adult Swim. That would be really unnecessary. Why would you want to put Powerpuff Girls on Adult Swim? There's no need for that. I mean, unless you can be able to take it into a dark direction like Samurai Jack, but I don't really see it that way for Powerpuff Girls. Unless they did something recently that was kind of adult that I don't even know of. Please let me know. Have I ever played Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion? No, never played it. Let's see. The Wild Thornberries or Rocket Power? Ugh. Oh my god. Okay. I mean, what is the lesser of two evils? Oh god. Why? Just why? I'll have to say, if somebody told me that I had to force to watch one of these shows, I don't know. I mean, let's see. If I guess Rocket Power, because at least I can kind of laugh at it, and it's trying to be so hard to be all 90s and cool. The Wild Thornberrys just bores me. Either that or it frustrates me. So I'll probably have to say Rocket Power because it's just so ridiculously dumb at points. So yeah, even though if I had to choose either one of the Nicktoons, I wouldn't care. Okay, I'm drawing the We're in Between podcast fan art of what happened recently when you started to get pissed off about Sasha. Yay! Thank you! I mean, I can't wait to see that. That would be really interesting. Oh boy. I'm sure Casey and Ashley will be so happy to see that. But yeah, I mean, if you want to keep drawing fan art, that'd be awesome, Animation Meh. We would love to have more fan art. If any of you guys are artists and you would love to draw fan art and you would love to have it featured, then please email me at oldschool86@gmail.com, or you can just message me on Facebook or Twitter. So yeah, whichever one that you want to send us the fan mail, the fan art, please let us know. That'd be awesome. Did I watch Nick Reboot? Nick Reboot, yes, I did watch it once. When As Told by Ginger was celebrating its 15th anniversary, I did watch the first 3 episodes of Nick Reboot alongside with everybody, and it was just so funny seeing the comments. Talking about Dodie, and talking about Miranda, and talking about, like, fond memories of the show. That was a lot of fun. Okay, I just went around in a big circle. Where am I supposed to go? Okay, I know I'm supposed to go after the robot, but where is it? Okay. I watched a video of someone mentioning that there is a DeviantArt making a comic of AU of all the Nicktoon characters crossover and they meet up in high school. That sounds pretty interesting. Let's see, do I know the name of the voice actress of Blossom? Yes, her name is Catherine Cavadini. Yeah, that's the original voice of Blossom from Powerpuff Girls. And she was also the voice of Tanya from American Tail 2, Fievel Goes West. Okay. I've watched Rocket Power recently after so many years, and it's so enjoyably bad since it's so outdated now with the 90s slang and how ridiculous the characters Otto and Twister can be. Yeah, exactly. If I want to enjoy a show, I want to at least enjoy it, you know, if I have to watch a show that's bad, at least I want to watch a show that's funny bad, as a show that's either boring bad or frustratingly bad. Like, I feel that way a lot when I watch The Wild Thornberrys, because I'm either bored with the show, or I'm either frustrated with Eliza making the situations worse for the animals than they were already at. There were only a handful of episodes that I thought were pretty good, but for the most part I just didn't care. There we go. This is where this is where it's supposed to be. Okay. Was Pepper and Sue Rose's only good show? I guess it depends on, you know, how you feel about Unfabulous. I mean, as for me, I just don't like I don't like Angela Anaconda. I don't know if a lot of... I mean, it's funny because when I did do the Nyx Missile 2 discussion video about Angela Anaconda, there were some people who actually liked Angela Anaconda. And I'm like, okay, if you do like the show, then that's perfectly fine. But I just didn't like it. And my buddy Rowdy did a review on it about a while ago. I think it might be almost a year ago, if I can recall. But yeah, I just don't like the show. I'm sorry. Okay, will SpongeBob ever get canceled, or will it be just like The Simpsons? Only time will tell. That's all I can say. Only time will tell. I have never seen Rocket Power, but I have seen the Wild Thornberrys a few times. I remember the Wild Thornberrys was on Nick. Yes, it was on Nick. It was one of the original Nicktoons. Why was As Told by Ginger the best Klasky Csupo show? Okay, in my personal opinion, the reason why it was because I felt that As Told by Ginger took a lot of risks for being a Nicktoon at that point. It did tell a lot of really compelling stories that none of the other Nicktoons did at the time.
Warning, no entry without
Uh-oh.
authorization. Warning, no entry without authorization.
I think we're in trouble. We're breaking the rules around here. We're being all badass and stuff.
Warning, no entry without authorization. Warning, no entry
Anyway.
without authorization.
But anyway, I'm sorry. But yeah, I felt that with that show, I think it really, I felt in my opinion that it did take a lot of risk for the network. It had some really compelling, memorable episodes. And all the other Klasky Csupo Nicktoons after Rugrats, I felt like, you know, they did get success in their own right, but I always felt like it never got, like, the same amount of success as Rugrats. Like, you know, with Rugrats, they were able to generate towards all audiences. It was able to generate towards kids and adults. As for, you know, programs such as, like, Our Real Monsters and Rocket Power and The Wild Thornberrys, I just felt like it was trying to cater to that audience, you know, like, oh, we're only going to cater to, you know, the kids who like Our Real Monsters, you know, for the most part, we're going to see if we can cater to, the kids who like monsters, and, you know, for people who like, you know, Rocket Power, we're going to cater to the people who like skateboarding, and, you know, for, you know, people who like animals, watches, you know, the Wild Thornberrys and stuff like that. And I guess As Told by Ginger is the same as well, you know, it's like, hey, if you like a show for teenage girls, watch As Told by Ginger, but I do know a couple of guys who also liked As Told by Ginger as well, so, I mean, there were some, and also, you know, with the Carl and Hoodsie side plots, you know, depending on how consistent those are, at least they did try to focus on both audiences. So, you know, that's why I feel, in my personal opinion, it's my favorite Klasky Csupo Nicktoon, and why I think it's even better than Rugrats, but that's my opinion. And once again, I do recall whenever I fight this boss, Tom, Tristan, and Nick always said that this was like a giant crab. And now every time I fight this boss, I cannot think of, you know, that without looking at it. It's like, damn it, guys. You have to ruin my illusion. It's not a crab. It's a robot. Anyway. Okay. Let's see. As Told by Ginger is my favorite Klasky Csupo Nicktoon as well. It's one of my favorite Nicktoons as well. Yeah, so same here, Joshua. Would you rather marathon Fanboy and Chum Chum or Breadwinners? Same thing as what I said before. Would I rather drink a gallon of bleach, or would I rather drink, you know, an ounce of poison? You know, whichever kills me the least, I suppose. I don't know. Neither of them, I'm hoping, but if I have to choose to watch one... I have no clue, like, if I have to really choose between one or the other, I guess Fanboy and Chum Chum is the least awful, but they're still both awful. Because I recall when I first watched Breadwinners, it's like, it tries to be all annoying and trying to be all hip and cool with its pop culture stuff. Definitely reminded me of watching Regular Show, but they didn't pull it off as well. Ah, dead again. Would it be okay if I do a Powerpuff Girls podcast? I'll definitely do a discussion on Powerpuff Girls when I do eventually do the Cartoon Network podcast, so don't you worry. I will be talking about Powerpuff Girls in some way, shape, or form. Have I ever seen Mad on Cartoon Network? Yes, I have. If you recall, we had Kevin Shinnick on the podcast. And he was heavily involved with the Mad cartoon, and, you know, I always liked the magazine as a kid, and I thought that some of the skits were pretty funny. I haven't seen all of them, of course, but the ones that I did see, I thought they were pretty cool. You know, especially the Spy vs. Spy ones. I mean, they're always classic. I mean, you cannot have, you know, you cannot have a cartoon or something involving with Mad without having Spy vs. Spy. I guess maybe the only exception would be the stand-up show, but I don't think that was based off of the comic. I think that was something completely different. Alright, let me see if I can just save through this one, because I don't want to have to go through all that again. Okay, almost done, and then afterward this thing is dead. Okay, I loved As Told by Ginger when we used to have it on YTV, and we used to have this classic channel called Retro Teletoon. That's actually pretty cool. Was Retro Teletoon similar to, like, what we used to have with, like, finally this thing's dead. Damn it. I was close too. Anyway, as I was saying before, was Retro Teletoon the same thing as like Boomerang or Nixsplat, in which they would air like the classic cartoons?
Warning, no entry without authorization.
Alright, let's try this again. Nixplat. I think it's airing a sort of Pete and Pete reunion, and I think they're finally going to air the show ever since 2006, 2007. Well, that's good. If they're going to be airing some reruns, that'd be awesome. Hopefully, maybe, you know, we'll be able to see finally the, you know, the release of Season 3 on DVD, because we've been waiting to see that for the longest time. At least that's my wishful thinking, that we'll actually get to see Season 3 on DVD. I mean, I doubt it's gonna happen at this point, because unless Luscious Jackson is more forgiving of letting the, you know, the songs, you know, have a fair use, because a lot of the episodes of her CD at the time was in the episode Dance Fever. I mean, unless she's really open to that, then we're still not going to be getting the release of Season 3 anytime soon. Which kind of sucks. I mean, why don't they just do the same thing with what they did with Chalk Zone, in which, you know, that episode where they had the Baha Men, you know, in which they removed it? Why don't they just remove that and just release the episode of Season 3, I mean, the season of Season 3 on DVD, and just omit that episode? I think they'll be a lot easier for us to finally get Season 3 on DVD. Okay, finally. Let me just save this point, even though that I'm pretty low on health. But, hey, at least I can give it a shot. Okay, good. Okay, let's see. It's a shame that nobody talks about As Told by Ginger, Wonder Quest, Danny Phantom, etc., and everybody talks about SpongeBob instead. I mean, you know, I guess that's kind of like the unfortunate thing sometimes. You know, with, you know, if a show becomes really, really popular, that'll be the one thing that a lot of people will be discussing about, but, you know, there are still a lot of, you know, the fan bases of those shows are still relevant. I mean, it just depends on where you look. Okay, now that we have the wave beam and we can be able to shoot through, you know, certain gates, then maybe we can see what is behind that unauthorized gate. Ooh, mystery. Let's see. Hey, Nick Infinite 1992, what's up? Also, The Secret World of Alex Mack, I think, is being re-released as a complete series. That's amazing, because the only way we can be able to see Alex Mack is obviously on YouTube, and only the first season was ever released on DVD, and that was because Jessica Alba was promoted, and this was around the time when the first Fantastic Four movie was coming out. So yeah, hopefully that, yeah, I'm really glad that hopefully the rumor is true that we will be getting, you know, you know, the complete series of Alex Mack. Ooh, Restricted Zone. What could it be? Let us see what is... Let's see. Let's say first, and then we'll see what's behind door number 1. Have I seen Duckman? Yes, I have seen Duckman. It's been a while since I've seen it, but really love Duckman. Really think it's a pretty awesome show. Okay, let's see what's behind door number 1. Ooh, Metroids. We thought that the Metroids were all dead, but nope. The Galactic Federation has been secretly cloning them. Look, they even have all the stages of the Metroids. We have the regular Metroid, we have the Alpha Metroid, and we have the Beta Metroid, and right here is the Zeta Metroid. Uh-oh. Not good. Time to go. I would get out of the way if the Metroids weren't in my way.
40 seconds to isolation lockdown.
Okay, there we go.
30 seconds to isolation lockdown. 20 seconds to
Come on, get out.
isolation lockdown.
I don't think I'm gonna make it because the Metroids keep getting in my way.
10, 9,
Nope, I'm not gonna make it.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nope, I'm not making it. Okay, have I seen Pixel Dan Toy review? No, I have not. The Sister Sister reboot has been confirmed. Really? Sister Sister being a reboot? At this point in time, I'm not surprised.
Warning, no entry without authorization.
Let's see. I miss watching old cartoons in retro teletoon. Like I said, they replaced it for Disney Channel in Canada. Oh, that's too bad. Is there any possible way of watching any of the old cartoons that were featured in retro teletoon? I mean, I think nowadays you can, but it's a shame that they don't have its own original block. Alright, let's hope that it'll be a lot better this time. I haven't checked my old school lane email yet, Animation Meh.
Fire alert. This sector will soon be locked down.
Have I seen Chad Tronic videos? Never heard of him. Sorry.
To isolation lockdown. 50 seconds to isolation lockdown.
Ugh.
40 seconds.
It's these Metroids. They won't let me go through.
30 seconds to isolation lockdown.
Ugh. Come on.
20
Man. Really?
isolation lockdown.
This isn't supposed to be a really hard level. But they won't let me go through.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Ugh, I'm gonna die again. This isn't supposed to happen.
2, 1.
Okay, what is my favorite as told by Ginger secondary character? Let's see, secondary character. Like a character who's not the main character. I think I may have mentioned this before, but I think it's Noelle. Noelle Sussman's probably my favorite secondary character.
Entry without authorization.
Do I watch Dragon Ball Z? Yes, I do. I do watch Dragon Ball Z. I remember when I first saw this show, I was in my grandma's house, and my cousin was over, and he brought in the first Resident Evil game on PlayStation. And when we were playing it, he was saying, like, oh, I have to watch Dragon Ball Z. And I was like, what's that? I've never even heard of it before. And he's like, oh, it's this really cool show, and it has a lot of action and stuff like that. And so, I think, if I recall, it was during the Namek Saga was when it aired. When we were watching it. This was, like, before it was on, Toonami. This was, like, I think this was probably the Ocean dub. So, we were watching it, and it was, like, probably one of the most craziest probably one of the most craziest shows I've ever seen when I first saw it as a kid.
40 seconds to isolation lockdown.
Ugh, come on. Oh, let me get out!
To isolation lockdown.
Seriously, it won't let me go.
20 seconds to isolation lockdown. 10, 9,
Oh my god, let me go through!
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Seriously, why won't it let me go through? Anyway, what are your thoughts on the whole "you're not a true 90s kid because you weren't born in the 80s" argument? I mean, sure, maybe for some people, maybe that whole argument is like, you know, if they, if they, oh, it's like, if you weren't born in this time period, you shouldn't like any of these cartoons and stuff like that. But, I mean, I just think that, if you're pretty well knowledgeable about it, it's like, I don't think it really, I mean, sure, sure, watching it when it first came out is a lot different than, if you were to watch it, like, on a rerun or if online or something. That's completely different, but a person doesn't have to, not like a certain show because it came out in an era that they weren't born with. I mean, if a person does claim, like, oh, I like these shows because, I liked it when it was cool or something, if they're really being pretentious about it, then that's a whole different story. But, yeah, I mean, you can, like, regardless of what, show, what, depending on what time period it came out on, if you like it, then, you don't have to worry about it. I mean, I wouldn't care, to be quite honest. The only thing I care about is trying to get out of this room, but the Metroids just won't let me.
40 seconds to isolation lockdown. 30 seconds to isolation lockdown.
Oh, jeez, this is so frustrating.
20 seconds to isolation lockdown.
Why are they acting like this? I've never had this problem before. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Seriously, what's going on? Ugh. Yes, I did hear that the Loud House is getting a movie. Yeah. It's pretty crazy that the Loud House is is already a year old and they already have a movie announced. I mean, SpongeBob needed to wait for 4 years for a movie to come out.
No entry without
Okay. I bet you will like Ike Chadtronic because he do a Peanut Butter Gamer collaborated. I mean, I guess it depends. I mean, just because a person collaborates with one another, I mean, I guess it depends on his work. I mean, if his work is pretty cool, maybe I'll check him out. I'll definitely have to see for myself. Do I prefer the 90s or early 2000s Nicktoons more? I like both of them for different reasons, but the 90s one obviously is the one I grew up with a lot more because I was of that age. The early 2000s Nicktoons, I mean, at the time when I was, the early 2000s, I mean, I was in high school around that time. Oh my, you know what, forget it. I'm not gonna question it. I am not gonna question it. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I do like them. I'm not gonna say, like, oh, the 2000s were awful, but nah, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, I mean, I do like both of them for different reasons. I just grew up with the 90s one more, but I do like both of them. You shouldn't have done that. You ignored your orders. You may have to pay a price for that soon. Uh-oh. This is not good. Okay, let's see. Have I ever heard or watched Pro Jared? Yes, I do know about Pro Jared. I used to watch his stuff back when he was known as Professional Jared on Screw Attack. And then eventually he spun off into his own YouTube channel, and I do watch Pro Jared, and I do like his work. So yeah, I think that I do like his videos. Let's see. Favorite Invader Zim episode? Let's see. If I had to choose one that was, like, really hilarious, like, I guess Attack of the Saucer Morons for its hilarity. But if I have to choose one that was, like, really action-packed, it would have to be Battle of the Planets. Yeah, definitely Battle of the Planets. Let's see. Cartoon Network versus Nickelodeon, which is better? Both of them are good for different reasons. So yeah. I can't choose between one or the other because I do like both of them. Okay, let's see. Favorite Young Justice character? Mine is Nightwing. Jesse McCartney made a good voice actor, Robin / Nightwing. That's a good question. My favorite... I mean, I really like all of them. I haven't chosen which one's my favorite yet. I definitely do need to watch Young Justice again. I really want to do a Young Justice podcast as soon as Season 3's out. Similar to how we did for Samurai Jack. But yeah, I'll definitely get back to you on that one. Okay, which one do you think had more consistency? Rocco or Hey Arnold? Both. Definitely both. Both of them had a lot... both of them were pretty consistent. So yeah, I would say definitely both. Okay, I just got done watching the Hey Dude, Salute Your Shorts, and Pete ATX panel on Nixblad. Awesome. I'll definitely have to watch it when I have the chance. Favorite Steven Universe gem? That's a good question. I don't know yet. I mean, I definitely do need to... I definitely do need to decide on that because I really can't decide. Each and every single one of them are pretty unique in their own way. I haven't decided on which one's my favorite yet. I know a lot of people love Paradox. I know a lot of people love, you know, obviously the three main gems. Yeah. So I haven't decided which one's my favorite yet. Oh, okay, I have to do the power bomb on those things. If you watch Chad Tronic, watch the Peppermint Park episode. Peppermint Park? Okay, I'll definitely take a look into that. Oh, I have to destroy them from the back. And I have to do 2 of them? Ugh. Okay. Let's see. Thoughts on the Thundermans? Not really too crazy about the Thundermans. Yeah, I mean, I think I even mentioned this before in a previous livestream Q&A that I just didn't really care too much about the Thundermans. But at least, you know, with the Thundermans, I mean, at least it's, you know, it's you know, a superhero comedic program. I mean, at least it tries to be something, you know, original, as opposed to, like, Henry Danger, in which, you know, that show didn't need to exist. So there's that. Favorite pizza topping? Favorite pizza topping? Let's see. I mean, I usually have a custom pizza because I'm not a big fan of marinara sauce. My pizza of choice would be like, I would have an Alfredo pizza, and I will have that with spinach, red onion, mushrooms, and maybe some chicken if I feel like having a bit of chicken, but yeah, probably, you know, I'll probably have like that combination. Let's see. Thoughts on Girl Meets World? I haven't seen the show yet, so I can't really say too much on it yet. Uh-oh, here comes Ridley. What is my favorite scary moment of any Nickelodeon show? Okay, well, I mean, if I think of something scary, I mean, I think of something like with Are You Afraid of the Dark? But, like, some of my favorite scary moments from Are You Afraid of the Dark was obviously, like, you know, the introduction of, like, Zeebo the Clown, or the kid with the swimming pool, or... Let's see what else. I think I'm almost done with this guy. Uh-oh! I'm all out of missiles! I'm so dead. Yeah, I'm dead. Okay, but yeah, let's see. Let's see if I can think of any other moments. I think when I first saw the Salute Your Shorts episode of Zeke the Plumber, that really freaked me out. You know, a lot of people ask me about what my favorite scary moments from Rugrats were. And a lot of people pointed out to me, like, oh, what about the dream in which Angelica, you know, she dreams about the baby brother. Were you ever scared of that? It's like, no, I was never scared of that. I was never scared of, you know, Tommy with the crazy face with the big nose and the ears. Never scared of that. The one, if I were to say, like, a moment that really did scare me from Rugrats, it would have to probably be the episode in which when Chucky visits, Chucky is reminiscing about the, about when he first got his needle shot, and he sees, like, you know, the big, you know, scary doctor, and he pulls out the giant needle. That freaked me out, because I actually have a phobia of needles. Yeah, if anybody wants to know about what scared me in Rugrats, it's when, you know, the doctor showed off the giant needle to Chucky. That really frightened me. And I guess the last thing that really, like, genuinely creeped me out was, like, in Avatar The Last Airbender, in which, you know, the scene in which when, you know, when Katara first learned about bloodbending, that really creeped me out. Like, the whole concept of bloodbending is so creepy. Oh, and I'm dead. And obviously with The Legend of Korra, you know how Zahir was able to go over to the Earth Queen, and he was able to kind of, like, choke her out and remove the air from her, and he basically just suffocated her to death. That was pretty freaky. I mean, that's genuine murder right there, so that was creepy. So yeah. Okay. Okay, favorite Are You Afraid of the Dark episode from the original or the revival? Okay. From the original, my favorite episode was always Tale of the of the Dangerous Soup. And from the revival, my favorite episode is Tale of the Silver Sight. Yeah, those are my favorite episodes. Tale of the Phantom Cab? Yeah, that's actually a pretty creepy moment, except that the acting in that is so bad. Like, it's really bad. Like, I can never really genuinely, you know, get myself frightened because the acting of the brothers is awful. Ugh. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say, I mean, but then again, you know, I mean, the fact that you can be in a cab and you can be there, you can be stuck there forever is pretty creepy, but I think it loses points for me because the brothers' acting is so awful. And I think I do need I mean, I don't know any place where I can farm for some health. I think I'm pretty stuck with what I have. Yeah, because everything else... I shouldn't have done that. I'm gonna end up losing more health than getting it. Yep, I lost. Let's see. Hey, what's up? No parking. Very welcome. I'm almost done with Metroid Fusion, actually. I'm about to get over to Ridley right now. Okay, Smash Brothers. Who is my main? Samus. Samus is my main. If Samus is not my main, then it would probably be, let's see. If Samus is... Okay, so if I don't have Samus as my main, it would either be Pit or Lucario. And, or, you know, either Zero... Yeah, mostly it would be Zero Suit Samus who would be my main, not the one in the suit. Even though in the original Super Smash Brothers and Melee, if I ever go to a convention, then I would have, you know, Samus there. But if I was playing, like, for Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U and 3DS, I would have the Zero Suit. But, let's see, I would probably play as Lucario or Pit. I always wanted to play as Little Mac or Mega Man, but all the other but, you know, I was in a tournament once, and they've already been taken. And I wasn't familiar with those characters back then, so I wanted to play as characters I was more familiar with. Ah, man, I need some more health, but I don't know where else to get it. Okay, so let's see. Kirby's my main, and then Yoshi and Mario. Awesome. Okay, why is Pokemon more popular than Yu-Gi-Oh? Probably because Pokemon has been a lot more consistent with, you know, with promotions and stuff like that, like releasing more of the games, and, you know, I see more of the promotions of the anime. As for, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! V Reigns is currently out right now on Crunchyroll. But, yeah, as for, like, the dubs for, like, you know, any of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, I haven't seen a lot of it. But I guess, you know, hopefully Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dark Side of Dimensions, when it comes out on DVD, I think either in 2 weeks from now or next week, that maybe, you know, the popularity of Yu-Gi-Oh! Will start, you know, getting a little bit more bigger. But we'll just have to see. Ah, I missed. Oh, there we go. Okay, hopefully that will be a little bit better. So let me just save right here. Okay, let's see. Thoughts on Kuku Harajuku. I still haven't seen it yet. I do recall I did mention it in one of the episodes of Nick Slimecast podcast. But I still haven't seen it yet. I know it's that cartoon that has, you know, Gwen Stefani as like a cartoon character or something, but yeah, I still haven't seen it. Still dead. Okay. Favorite scary story episode of Hey Arnold? I don't think there was a lot of it. I think there was only like, let's see, there was the Haunted Train, there was Four-Eyed Jack, There was the headless cabbie. I think there were. I mean, I think those were the only ones as far as I'm aware. I don't think I would count Big Caesar because that wasn't really scary. So I guess if I have to choose between one of those, I guess maybe the Haunted Train because that's one of my favorite episodes. Yeah, I'll probably have to say Haunted Train. Fidget spinners. I have not tried one. And I've been seeing people going crazy for those things. I have not tried one. I don't know if I like them, but... I mean, if I were to have one of those things, I'd probably get really addicted to them, so I better stay away from them if I know it's good for me. Because they do look like a lot of fun. Oh, I'm all out of missiles. And I'm dead. Okay, let's see. Have I ever heard of Bendy and the Ink Machine? I think I may have heard of it. Is it that video game where it's like you have this ink character and it follows you or something? I think I did hear about that. I think Treesicle may have done a video about that. Both Treesicle and Game Theory did a video on that. But I've never played the game. It does look pretty interesting, though, because I've always been a huge fan of, like, you know, the 1920s cartoon aesthetic. Definitely would be a little bit more interesting for me to check out as opposed to, like, something like Five Nights at Freddy's. Something like Five Nights at Freddy's I couldn't care less about. But I have no interest in playing the game. I mean, I just find it interesting. I mean, like, the design of it, at least. But as for, like, oh, you know, you're going around in first person and something's after you, it's like... I mean, I remember when everybody was going crazy over Slender Man because of the same reason. And I'm still dead. Oh, Ghost Bride! Yeah, that's another one. Ghost Bride from Hey Arnold. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Ghost Bride was also pretty interesting, too. But I would still say the Haunted Train. Crazy Steve, I don't like Crazy Steve, I'm sorry. I'm not a big fan of Crazy Steve. Mostly because I just think that he's just crazy for the sake of being crazy, and that's basically it. I mean, unless he was funny, then yeah, I would definitely say sure, but I just think he's just random. He's just acting crazy and random just for the sake of it. I mean, sure, I mean, if you can pull it off well, then that'd be fine, but I just don't really care for Crazy Steve. I know that's sacrilegious of me to say that, but I just don't really care for him. And I'm almost gonna die. Yep, I'm already dead. Okay, let's see. My favorite part of the Little Pink Book episode of Hey Arnold is when Stinky was pushed in the trash bin by Helga and rolls to the side at the end. It was funny. Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny. Slender Man or Jeff the Killer? Never heard of Jeff the Killer. I don't even know who that is, so I'll probably just say Slender Man because at least I know who that guy is. Boomerang or Nicktoons? If we're referring to Boomerang as, like, you know, showcasing, like, the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons and Tom and Jerry and stuff like that, maybe for that, but but, you know, I like both of them for different reasons. Hopefully I kill this guy soon. I'm already getting sick and tired of Ridley. Still not red yet. And I'm already dead. Okay, let's see. Fidget spinners are cancer. If you mean by cancer, I mean like they've been around for too long, then yeah, I mean I see them everywhere. I mean I went to go over to the gas station and I already see them right up on the counter on sale for like $1. It's like, seriously, I see these things all the time. I see them on like my social media, I see them on the I even see on the gas station. Come on, really? Seriously, that stuff is everywhere nowadays. It's crazy. But yeah, I'm not interested in picking one up because I know I'll be really addicted to that stuff. Oh, finally! Oh, wait, no, it's still alive? And I'm all out of missiles. Oh! Oh, no, it's already dead and I'm gonna die too. And I'm all out of missiles too! Oh, okay. I have the worst luck. I'm all out of missiles, and yet I defeated this thing. Come on. Ugh, come on, give me something. Ugh, thank you. Oh, I'm gonna die anyway, so what's the point? Yep. Oh, that sucked. Okay, it's past 11 here. I'm gonna go to bed now. Alright, good night. Good night, Marlena. Okay, least favorite episodes. Mine is Appa Lost Days and Tales of Ba Sing Se because they put them in the middle of the main story and that had nothing to do with it. At least with Appa's Lost Days, at least we actually saw the perspective of what Appa was doing, so at least I felt that that episode was important. And Tales of Ba Sing Se, it actually did develop the characters as what they were doing with, you know, their experiences with Ba Sing Se. So yeah, I mean, but if you don't like those episodes personally, I can see what you're coming from. If I had to choose an episode that I I didn't really go too crazy about, even when I first saw it, I never really liked The Great Divide. I just felt that Aang lying was completely out of place. And also you know, the fact that, you know, he should have done a better job with that. Like, that's, you know, the whole trying to get the warring group to get along with one another. Alright. Let's see, how do you feel about movies being adapted into musicals? I mean, and there are some cases in which it does work, like if it was a movie that went into being a musical, like, for example, like The Producers in Hairspray. Yeah, I mean, I could see that working, but I guess something like Shrek, I could also see that working, because, you know, it does have musicals numbers in it, and, you know, but Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really think of those kind of movies as like having being a musical. Same with SpongeBob. Like, you know, SpongeBob being a Broadway musical. I guess we've really gotten to that point. I mean, it's like with, you know, remember I even mentioned in the Disney Doug video about that Doug had a Doug performance called Doug Live, but it never went on Broadway. But yeah, I mean, that's crazy to think that SpongeBob is on Broadway. Alongside with shows like Hamilton and Mary Poppins. That's just nuts. Ugh, man, it's already getting late and I just want to defeat Ridley. I mean, I'm just so close to beating this game. I'm almost done, actually. Okay. I've seen, like, a poster of SpongeBob. Oh, I forgot Frozen is getting adapted into a musical next year. Not surprised. Really not surprised at this point. I mean, it's similar to, like, you know, Beauty and the Beast when that was adapted into a musical. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, and I guess for Frozen, I mean, it definitely makes a lot more sense than SpongeBob. That's for sure. You know what would be really funny? If they actually got Idina Menzel to be Elsa, because, you know, Idina is, you know, she's actually a Broadway singer. So it would be really serendipitous if she actually did, you know, reprise her role as Elsa. I mean, in the Aladdin musical, you know, they got Jonathan Freeberg back as Jafar, you know, in the Broadway musical. So I wouldn't be surprised if that were to happen. That'd be kind of cool, actually. Okay, why does Disney own everything like Star Wars or Marvel and what? Oh, the Pokemon. Oh, well, they don't own they don't own the rights to Pokemon. They just have the opportunity to air it on Pokemon on Disney XD, but they don't own the rights to Pokemon. I mean, you know, Pokemon is still owned by Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo's never gonna give that up unless they offer them like a whole bunch of money. And I guess the reason why that you know, they own things like Star Wars and Marvel is because they can afford it. And at least, you know, with, you know, with Star Wars and Marvel, at least they've been in the right hands. As opposed to, like, you know, owning something and then doing absolutely nothing with it. Ugh, really close on that one. Okay, regular show or Adventure Time? I like both of them. I haven't decided on which one is my favorite yet. I mean, I do know that regular show is already over, and Adventure Time will be over really soon. So maybe when Adventure Time is over, I'll definitely have to watch both of them to see which one I feel was the best one. But yeah, I do like both of them. I like both of them for different reasons. Oh, man. Man, I'm getting really tired. Okay, let's see. Worst unwanted character for Rugrats or Fairly Odd Parents? Oh boy. You know, I've actually gotten a lot of complaints when I mentioned about how I felt that Dill was an unnecessary character addition. There was somebody who was actually really upset with me saying, oh, but, you know, excuse me, hold the phone. I think that Dill was a necessary character because at least he, you know, kept the show from being really monotonous. It's like, you know, that's fair enough, but I wish that he had slightly a little bit more purpose. I mean, maybe if they aged him up a little bit, like between, you know, his appearance in, you know, in the Rugrats movie and, you know, later on when they started airing it, it's like, maybe I'll have it a little bit justified, but yeah, I mean, even with characters like Kira and Kimmy, in which, you know, I mean, I felt that Kimmy was just basically a female Tommy. It's like, I mean, at least they did have purpose of, you know, bettering Chucky's character, but Dill, I just never felt that. And as for Fairly Odd Parents, I mean, oh my god. Oh, I'm all out. Oh, I'm in the same situation too, in which I'm all out of missiles. No. That means I'm gonna die soon. Okay, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna save here. I don't care. Okay. I think I'm okay now. Yes! Finally! Yay! I did it. Okay, why not do a video on which show is better, Adventure Time or regular show? I mean, I don't know about which is better. I mean, you know, because, you know, regardless of what I say is better, I mean, a lot of fans are going to be really angry if whatever I choose, you know, is better, but I mean, I probably would, maybe I'll do like a, not like a, maybe I'll even do, I mean, not like which one is better, kind of like what I did, like, you know, is, you know, how Harana was an improvement over Doug. Maybe I'll kind of do something somewhat similar in which, like, you know, kind of like comparing the shows and figuring out, you know, how, you know, the pros and cons on both of them. Maybe I can do something like that. But yeah, that would be a lot of fun. In fact, I actually received an email the other day from someone who wanted me to do a, a comparison video to, As Told by Ginger and Braceface. That would actually be really interesting because I've never seen Braceface before. And as for, like, As Told by Ginger, I know about the show very well, but Braceface, I do not. And a lot of people say that, oh, but Patricia, you know, those shows are very similar to one another. It's like, oh, well, I've never seen them before, so that'd be kind of cool to look back on them. So yeah, I definitely want to take a look into them to see how they compare. Alright, let's see what we got. Yeah, Taffy. Oh my god, I completely forgot about Taffy. You're absolutely, oh my god. Thank you for reminding me of a character that was so bland that didn't even need me to remember the name. Thank you, Pocketbook. And I know that she was played by Amanda Bynes. I mean, all she did was, like, she was saying, like, oh, you know, all these kind of compliments to the babies. It's like, I mean, she didn't really need to exist. I mean, the only reason why she did was because, you know, it was Amanda Bynes. It's like, yeah, I mean, thank you for reminding me of a character that didn't need acknowledgement, Pocketbook. I mean, no, Parking Berry. Thank you very much. Okay. Thoughts on Clutch Cargo. It's my favorite so bad it's somehow entertaining cartoons. Never even heard of it. Yeah, so, yeah, I've never heard of it, sorry. Hey, Droid Sis, how's it going? If you want to watch Braceface, it's on YouTube. Okay, cool. I mean, I did receive... I mean, I don't know. If you guys want me to do that comparison video, I mean, I'll definitely have to wait a while in order for me to do something like that, because I am still working on the From Pilot to Final Product on Wild and Crazy Kids. That's my next video. And, I definitely want to be able to... I want to be able to, you know, work on that, and then I have to do the final 2 episodes, 2 videos for Hey Arnold Month. That's my next, that's going to be for my next, set of videos, and those are going to be taking a while because, you know, I have a lot, I have a lot of research that I have to do on the last, video for Hey Arnold Month, which I'm still not going to say what it is, I'm sorry. Okay, least favorite comedian. Least favorite comedian. I don't know. I mean, I haven't really. Not like a comedian that I never really thought was funny. It's funny because my sister and I, we watch like those the blue collar TV, and we were talking about like the 4 comedians, and you have like Jeff Foxworthy, Bill Engvall, and Larry the Cable Guy, and Ron, I forget what his last name is, but out of the 4, we always say that we definitely did not like Larry the Cable Guy. That was like our least favorite comedian. My sister's favorite was Bill. I don't know who's my favorite. Probably either between Bill or Jeff. But yeah, our least favorite was always Larry the Cable Guy. We never really found him funny. And I guess, if I ever were to watch any of the Cars movies, I probably would not like Mater. So, at least with Ellen DeGeneres in Finding Nemo, at least I actually like Ellen DeGeneres. I like her for both her stand-up routines and, I do like her talk show, so that's pretty cool. But if I were to ever watch, any of the Cars movies, that'd probably be one of my least favorite things. Also, I remember when I first saw, Carlos Mencia, I never really found him funny. As compared to all the other Hispanic comedians, like, George Lopez, or Pablo Francisco, or Gabriel Iglesias, he was probably my least favorite. Okay, now I can go into this room. Ooh, foreshadowing right there. See that right there? That is a broken Metroid shell. That's foreshadowing right there, people. Okay, let's see. My least favorite comedian is Amy Schumer. I've never seen any of her stand-up routines. So yeah, sorry. Let's see. Ninja Turtles is getting a new 2D cartoon. Yes, I do know that. That's pretty quick, actually. That after, TMNT 2012 finally got its 5th season complete, now they're already talking about a new one, so... Yeah, who knows? Maybe Kevin and I will have to bring back Turtle Talk because of that. Okay, time for some story. Okay, thoughts on Family Guy. My cousins are more of a huge fan of Family Guy. I do remember seeing like a handful of episodes, but some of it were funny, but I just felt like the whole cutaway gags, it kind of tired me after a while. But yeah, I never was like a massive fan of it, but my cousins were. Okay, let's see. I used to love Brace Face, but then I found As Told by Ginger. Oh, that's pretty funny. That would be really funny if I ever do that comparison video. I do know that that person really wants me to do one in the future, and I'll definitely consider it. Okay, I do give Brace Face credit for doing some things that not even As Told by Ginger can do, like one episode where Sharon went to an X-rated website. Ooh, now that's interesting. An X-rated website, especially in like the early 2000s. That's pretty cool. Let's see what we got. What shows do you think are overrated? Yeah, I think I've already partially answered this question, but you know, I mean, like I said before, you know, shows like Sex and the City, I just never really understood. And as for like animated shows, I mean, I'll definitely have to get back to you on that. I remember if I were to talk about like animated movies, I do recall when Despicable Me first came out, my sister fell in love with that movie, but I just didn't care about it. It just was like, it was okay, but it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like fantastic like a lot of people claim it is. I guess it's because of those minions. I don't know. Let's see, Metroid or Legend of Zelda? Obviously Metroid. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like Zelda, do like the game, but yeah, I prefer Metroid. Henry Danger or Game Shakers? Ugh. Man, it's like again, I have to go back to this. It's like, what do I want to drink? Do I want to drink a gallon of bleach or a bottle of poison? Whichever kills me quicker. I don't know. I don't want to watch either of them, to be quite honest. I will just say neither. Okay. Thoughts on Gem and the Holograms, the movie? I haven't seen that movie. Uh-oh. This is when she reveals, you know, the computer that, you know, she named it Adam. And then here comes the big plot twist, if any of you guys have never played this game. Anyway, Forrest Gump or Castaway? Forrest Gump. Yeah, definitely Forrest Gump, because I think that with Castaway, I do like, you know, the scenes in which, you know, when Tom Hanks is in the island, but then when he gets back and he finds that everything has changed around him, and it does become like a little bit of a downer at first. But at least with, you know, with Forrest Gump, at least it is a pretty upbeat movie all around. It does have some really nice peaks, and I think that the characters are a little bit more memorable. But then again, you have to give it to Tom Hanks for acting, you know, that scene in the island all by himself. I mean, if a bad actor was put into that situation, it would have been so bad. Like, it would have been so drawn out and boring. But, you know, when you have somebody like as talented as Tom Hanks, he can be able to pull it out really well, then you have something really awesome. And both, interesting enough, both movies directed by Rob Zemeckis, so I don't know if that was intentional or not, whether it was, you know, either that or both of them were Tom Hanks movies, but yeah, that's pretty cool. My favorite Metroid game definitely is Super Metroid. I'll be playing that as soon as I'm done with Metroid Fusion, which I'm about to go over to the last level. Yay! Okay, let's see. Why did MTV stop showing music videos? I think that there is a channel on MTV that does show the music videos, but I think it's another channel. It's not like the main channel, which is supposed to be. Yeah, I'm as confused as you are. Yes, I have played Pokemon. I've played Red. No, I played Pokemon Yellow. That was my first one. Then I played Gold, and then I stopped playing it after a while, and then I went back to it with X. I have not played either Sun or Moon yet. And as for the anime, I watched it all the way until the first half of Battle Frontier, and I haven't watched it since. SNES or N64? SNES. I never grew up with an N64. For Tom Hanks, as in best movie for 80s and 90s, it would have to be Big. For 90s, Toy Story and Forrest Gump are tied. Good choices, by the way. Yeah, definitely good choices. Hey, how's it going, buddy? My my cousin's dog is actually away from his nap. Let's see if I can try to get him up. Come on, boy. Up, up. Go up, up, up. Yeah. You can see from the bed, his name is Obi. This is my cousin's dog. I'm dog sitting because she's out in California for the week, yeah. Alright, you're a good boy, I know. I know, you want to go to bed soon. I know you're tired. We're almost done, okay? I promise. Okay. Okay, so yeah, it's this way. Okay, do I like Robot Chicken? Yes, I do like Robot Chicken. It's one of my favorite shows to watch on Adult Swim. Oh man, I can tell you about so many skits on Robot Chicken that I loved. So, like, you know, they have the classic ones like the Gummy Bear and the Darkest Sketch, and obviously, like, all the jokes regarding about, you know, like, all the Nickelodeon ones have been so freaking hysterical. Like, the Wild Thornberrys one, I even said this, that the Wild Thornberrys one is, like, the only time in which I've ever laughed at something the Wild Thornberrys related. I mean, you know, besides Nigel, of course, but I'm talking about, like, any of the other characters. Seriously, watch the Wild Thornberrys Robot Chicken skit, and seriously, it is freaking funny. Go watch that. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Yes, he is so cute. What breed is he? I think he's a mixed breed, yeah. I don't know, I have to ask my cousin that, but yeah, I think he's a mixed breed. Okay, so I'm already here with where the final boss is, well, not the final boss, the second to final boss is gonna be, so I'm just gonna save it just in case. Oh, this is one of my favorite moments in the Metroid series, in which you just get to deck out the SAX after running away from it. Oh wait, hold on. I didn't get to meet that part yet. Hold on. There we go. Seriously, this is so satisfying because you had to run away from the entire game, but now you get to defeat it. Yes. This is why, if you were to tell me which one I prefer, either the SAX or Dark Samus. Dark Samus is pretty cool, but with the SAX, you have to earn the battle. Like, throughout the entire game, you could not defeat the SAX. And then it turns into this. Yes. But the sad part of it is that it's too easy. And then it's dead. That's the sad part. Yep. There you go. That's the sad part. I mean... Alright. And... Yep, it's gonna go away. We're not gonna get it yet. Okay, we're gonna set our we're gonna set off the self-destruct sequence for it to blow up SR-388.
Propulsion sequence activated. Destination planet.
The name of the emulator is Visual Boy Advance. That's the name of the emulator. Yeah, the reason why they didn't bring back Tim Curry, because I think this was probably around the time in which he was getting treatment for his stroke, so that's why they couldn't bring back Tim Curry, which is a shame, to be quite honest. But they did bring back the remaining cast, and it is amazing. Seriously, if any of you guys have not seen that sketch, please check it out. I mean, of course, if you're of age, obviously. If you're not of age, then don't watch it. Wait until you're 18. But seriously, I mean, it'll either be one of two things. It'll either be the funniest thing that you'll ever see, or it'll be one of those cases in which, oh my god, it ruined my childhood. But seriously, it's amazing. Okay, there we go. Oh, look at that. It's not here. Let me just save just a quick second. There we go. This is an Omega Metroid. If you recall from my playthrough of another Metroid 2 remake, we had to fight a lot of these bastards. Like, it sucked. Can Danny Phantom ever come back? Hopefully. Like, hopefully. If they ever do a TV movie of it, then we'll just have to wait and see. It's very similar to Super Metroid, in which you're kind of backed into a corner and then something comes along and saves you. So yeah, very similar. There we go. Ah, dead. Okay. Jimmy Neutron or Chalk Zone? Probably Chalk Zone. I mean, don't get me wrong, I mean, I do respect Jimmy Neutron, but I mean, I always found it to be a little bit overrated, in my personal opinion. I mean, I do know that a lot of people really do like the show, but I mean, I just don't think it's as fantastic as everybody made it out to be. Maybe because I did grow up with Dexter's Lab more. Maybe that was part of my generation, I'm not sure, but I mean, I always felt that Jimmy in the movie was a little bit better than Jimmy in the TV series. I always found Jimmy in the TV series to be way too arrogant. No, I think we're playing this out a little bit better. Yeah, I'm sorry. Even if Jimmy Neutron did give the greatest dank meme, whatever that means, I'm sorry, I'm just not too crazy about memes. So, I mean, I don't know what the meme is, and I probably don't really care about it. And finally it's dead. Yay! I defeated the game! And it's almost midnight. So yes, I'm done. Put the controller down. So if any of you guys have any final questions right before the credits roll, or after the credits roll, then please let me know. Okay, do I like the Dora the Explorer robot chicken skits? Yes! Oh, I have to go in first. Duh. Anyway, yes, I love the Dora the Explorer robot chicken skits. I love it. That's probably my favorite thing of Dora the Explorer. Seriously, that stuff is hilarious. It's awesome. Okay. PlayStation or Xbox? Yeah, I have to say PlayStation. Didn't really care too much about the Xbox. I just felt it had, like, way too many first-person shooters. So yeah, not too crazy about it. Let's see. Johnny Cash or Elvis? I like both. I like both of them. As for if I want to choose between one or the other, I don't know. I mean, I like both of them for different reasons. I mean, obviously with Johnny Cash, his is a lot more, like, somber. And, you know, Elvis is a lot more upbeat. So, I guess it depends. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. I love... Yes, absolutely no parking, Barry. The one where Dora goes into the snowy mountain is fantastic. Oh, my God. That's so great. Especially when she gives Swiper the gun, and he's freezing to death, and she tries to shoot himself, and it's like, yeah, that's awesome. I love that skit. No, no animation, Matt. I do not think that the Beatles are better than God. No, absolutely not. Let's see. Thoughts on Maxwell Adams shows. The only one that I do know about is Billy and Mandy. That's the only one I know of. Oh, and I guess, yeah, I have never seen Evil Con Carne, so yeah, sorry. Those, I mean, Billy and Mandy's an awesome show. As for the other ones, I've never seen it. Favorite 90s toy line? Toy line, around summer times, we used to love playing Super Soakers around in the summertime. But I don't know if that would count as a toy line. I think there'll be like more of a water gun line, but still, I had a lot of fun with those. Didn't have a lot of toys as a kid. So yeah, that's it. We are done with Metroid Fusion. Hooray! That took us a bit of a long time, especially since we had some rough patches. But other than that, we're finally finished. Yeah, and next up for the next live stream will be we'll finally play off Super Metroid, but that won't be until either next week or 2 weeks from now. We'll just have to see, you know, depending on how busy I am. But yeah, have a lot of stuff coming up for this weekend. You know, for example, this coming Sunday will be the new Casual Chats episode with Mitch Shower as the special guest, and then afterwards, we'll have the Season 1 recap of We're in Between. And also, if you guys are really if you guys are interested in leaving your questions for Eric Casemiro, then please check out the video announcement on the YouTube channel or on the We're in Between forums and leave your question. The questions will be ending this coming Sunday when we eventually do get them on the podcast. So yeah, we're done. We are done with Metroid Fusion. Thank you so much for joining in on the live stream and staying up pretty late and watching this alongside with me. Or maybe it's morning. Good morning if it is, or it's a little bit earlier at night. Whatever it may be, but thank you so much. Let's see. Have I seen the Bratz movie? No. I mean, as for the toy... My younger cousin had the toys, and I just never liked the toys. I just thought they were really, really seductive, and I didn't like them. Alright, well, good night, everybody. You have yourself a really good evening, and thank you so much for the live stream, and let's see how good we did. Emphasis on good. Oh, not bad. We actually do get to see Samus's head. That's pretty cool. That's not bad. Only took us about 3 hours to complete. That's pretty cool. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Well, the collecting items has never been one of my favorite things to do. I mean, I've never really been good at collecting items, not a completionist. But yeah, that's it, everybody. Hope you guys I hope you guys have a really good night, and catch you guys next time. So, take care.